is up, my beautiful gemstones, and welcome to our usual, but not so usual, Wednesday night live intuitive oracle reading. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes, both here tonight and all of the gifts and all of the amazing, amazing messages through social media, my phone here. It's literally overwhelming, and I really do appreciate you guys. Bat Mom, as far as me not doing readings, I actually enjoy it. So wanted to get started on time tonight, but I was in live chat trying to get a patron unblocked because somehow they got blocked, and apparently YouTube doesn't give you a list of your own blocked members. And this person's been blocked for like 2 years, and I it's not fair to them that they had to be blocked because of a troll. So all that stuff going on behind the scenes, but I had an incredible day, and you guys made it so much even better. So thank you so much for spending this time with me as I turned 40, even though I did so at 7:37 this morning. Now I'm the same age as all you old people. So I am wearing a few things. You guys sent me so much stuff. This is a Atlanticite or serpentine ring I got from Sir Nut Slap, along with a beautiful glass. I don't have it down here with me because I plugged it in actually in my room, but it's one of those glass triangle things, and it has an owl and a full moon, and it lights up. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I'll show it to you guys. I mean, just so much stuff. I'll just show you what I'm wearing. The vintage shirt is from Damien. It's a half shirt, but I have the tank top underneath. And then this necklace is black kyanite and black tourmaline, genuine crystals. And I've had my eye on this for a while. So yeah, Bat Mom, I can't find it. Not in YouTube Studio. I can't find it. I can't find it anywhere. So I did do live chat, and he's like, oh, well, let me look for this person for you. Give me a few minutes. And I was like, I can't give you a few minutes because I'm supposed to start a live stream, but I will figure it out by tonight because she's been so patient. So Rose Tyler, I know you can still watch my videos and you can still comment, but I can't see the comments and you can't participate in chat. So what I'm going to do is sometime tonight read for Rose Tyler because she's been so incredible. Hey, Be Kind. Hey, everybody. Thank you, guys. I am going to say hi to everyone. Just want to let you guys know, and we're going to keep this light and fun and just have an amazing time like we always do. But out of respect, you just don't do certain things. So I've been doing this stream pretty much the same time every single Wednesday night for at least 2 years and probably longer. So for someone else to decide to do one at the same time kind of irked me a little bit. So if we call your name, please answer. And if you don't answer because you're in the other stream, that's perfectly fine. Get, more than one message. Find out as much as you can about your week ahead, but then you're just going to have to wait until the end to get your reading from here. So that's it. I have new decks this week. I have Faery Blessings, which came directly from Shauna. I got 2 decks from Miss Shauna. I'm going to use one this week and one next week. And then they're actually on the bottom here, so I'll show you guys. And then I got the Wild Woman Oracle, which I was only able to read for myself with it so far, but it's been pretty awesome. You guys are so sweet, so tremendous. I had a really amazing birthday. It was just, a great day all around. And I knew that the best way to kind of wrap it up would be to be here with you guys. So that's why we decided to do this. I was bummed when I thought my birthday was on a Thursday, but that was actually before we were doing the stream with Lara. So I think Thursday nights we're going to kind of put aside for not only spirituality, maybe some paranormal stuff, but I think Mondays is going to be like our extraterrestrial, paranormal, cryptid stream more than anything else. I have a guest coming on. He actually has pictures of what looks like a partially cloaked square ship, UFO. And he's not available Thursdays. He's only available Monday. So I believe he wanted to go under Chris, the paranormal dude. So that's who we're going to be interviewing Monday at noon right here. Let's get this party started. New England Dirt Roadie, I'm really sorry that you're not going to be around because I miss you coming in. I miss you getting readings, and hit me up. I just want to make sure that we're okay because we had like the the sessions and we talked about a lot of things and I sent you something out, but then I just want to make sure there's no like weird energy. Okay. Mike Roberts and Edna. I am so glad that you made it tonight for sure. Why is my scroll not working? Lotus Girl, Josephine, I'm here. So am I. I am glad you're here. Ralph and Cassie Francis, happy to be here. My favorite place to be. Me too. Definitely in my top 3 favorite places to be. The Bat Mom, I wish it didn't look like I'm 50. You don't. I've seen pictures of you. You and Miss Smoochie are some hot grandmas. I don't have grandkids yet, but, you know, I'm 29 with 11 years experience, guys. Come on. Darling Deb, hello, beautiful soul. Be kind. Thank you so much for coming in. Mom's keeping me busy, I know, but thank you for coming in and personally wishing me a happy birthday. It does mean a lot to me. Eris Manna, my happy birthday comment disappeared. YouTube is so weird. Vixen Doe, Pam Smith, you guys are incredible. Ghostdragonzw, fancy meeting you here. Richard Elmore, Nightmare, Nut Slap, of course. Birthday bacon, yes. My mom got me an awesome cupcake because my mom, you know, we have to do birthdays big all the time, even when it's just like me, her, and Damien. And it's like we make sure like they saying happy birthday to me. So she's like, "What kind of cake do you want?" So I wanted an ice cream cake because I've been going to all these little kid parties and I've been eating ice cream cake. So I was like, I definitely want one. And RJ's like, that's a great idea. So we're going to have a party for me on Saturday, but almost everyone who was coming got sick. So it's just going to be the 4 of us. But today she got me this really cute cupcake that came with a silver candle and like this silver, I don't know, kind of looks like a fake firework in it. And it was delicious. I had one bite of it. So I'll be going back to that on break. Faux show. 3 souls, what is up? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kirby's. Blue Crossroads, hi. Popping back in. Be kind. If you would like a reading, just let us know and we can do the timestamp for you. We wouldn't mind doing that, but I know sometimes you want them and sometimes you don't. You rode that train hard and look marvelous. Yes, yes, ma'am. I remember, I don't know. It's so weird, like watching my nieces and nephews like have kids or the same age as my kids. And it's like, I remember, like now I know what it must have felt like for my mom at 40 when I was turning, 21, I think, or 23, whatever it was. Like, it's so incredibly surreal that like a whole other generation has grown up now. My sister sent me a video of her granddaughter singing happy birthday to me. And I remember getting this happy birthday video in the morning when I woke up on my 27th or 28th birthday, like it was yesterday. Time definitely flew. What's up, Mom? Speaking of Mom, there she is. Mom, you did good. Birthday month. Yes, birthday day and birthday month. She's the card lady. She knows who you are. So as you guys know, if my mom doesn't respond, it's just because she's really bad at typing on her phone. So I will let her know all of the things, the amazing things you guys say as usual. I'm a fan of birthday flavored everything. I won't lie. And you know what? I definitely am too. I'm just weird with cake. I love cupcakes, but like, I don't know, like my mom even knows, like when you get me a birthday cake, it's got to have whipped cream because I don't like buttercream, even though like now I've come to kind of like buttercream. So yes, let's get this party started. Let's bring in the man of the hour and then let's just jump right in, guys. Thank you to everyone who showed up Monday at noon. I know a lot of you guys were working and it's all different time zones, but those of you who are able to be there, I really hope you enjoyed the content. And I'm going to try to have guests more on Mondays. And I don't think I'm going to be reading from scripts because it's just awkward when I make a mistake, like 8,000 words, I'm going to make a mistake. So we can just do what we always do and hang out. Ooh,
hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Happy birthday, dear lady.
Thank you.
My Jersey girl, my brown-eyed lady. I hope everybody's ready to rock tonight. And
are you ready to rock? She said, I'll eat the buttercream. 100% innocent statement. I know that's right. I had it on one of the little kids' birthday cakes recently, and I was like, been missing out on buttercream all these years. I just didn't like the sound of buttercream. I don't know. It sounded gross. But my mom was a baker her whole life, so she was always the one that like really did the cakes up real nice like. So who do we have first? Let's just hop right in.
Eris. Man.
Because I was able to put the shelf, even though it fell, it cracked under the weight of my Oracle decks. I was able to have access to so many decks. I think I told you guys last week that I just haven't seen in so long, plus all the new ones. So going to be really cool in the next few weeks, like bringing all of the old decks out. Like I have a few out tonight that I haven't used in a really long time. The Oracle of Souls I have, the Fallen Angels deck. But Eris, for you, we're going to use the Oracle of the Shapeshifters.
He's here. He's hanging upside down somewhere.
Love it. Mermaid in a koi pond. Rediscover your individuality and become the dragon. Card number 41. I hope you guys are doing really well. It's the start of March. By the end of this month, that energy shift, that collective consciousness energy shift should be coming to fruition for those of us that have been putting in the work. Now, that's not to say if your life... Yes, bad mom, it's bacon. That doesn't mean if your life doesn't drastically and significantly change throughout the month of March that you haven't been putting in the work. It just may mean like you have a little bit further to go. But for the most part, it's Pisces season, and just like next it'll be Aries season. Those of us who are Aries suns will start going through our, your guys' rebirth, and I'm an Aries rising, so I have a little bit of that energy in me too. And then the Libra moon. It's all about the chart, guys. Granddaughter arrives tomorrow. Pam, good for you. I'm really happy for you. You need those kinds of experiences and connections in your life. Yes, Smooch, you got to hit me up. This mermaid has journeyed to an in-between place, a place where she could be safe for a time. But while she grew safe and while she basked in the comfort of warm waters and plenty of food, she forgot her quest and began to lose herself. It is time to strip away the camouflage that may have kept her hidden when she felt hunted. She has become complacent and her emotions are stagnant. It is time to move on, especially from an emotional situation or a relationship that may seem safe, but in fact, it's not the soul's calling. The mermaid has only just realized her moment to move is upon her, and she is saddened at the thought of discomfort, but she will soon move, and her sadness will be transformed into that sense of being fully alive, fully here, and that taking chances will lead to greater growth once again. Once she does, she will transform into a dragon maid. The koi represents the urge to seek out the dragon self. The Japanese believe koi are dragons unmade. The koi are very brave creatures. They have enough power to forge their way upstream, even leaping through waterfalls. Once they pass this great test, as the mermaid does, they then grow into their dragon selves. They are stoic, courageous, and related to the fearsome courage of the ancient samurai. Once she breaks free from this small pond, she will have a great glory and success and will always be honorable. She will always remember where she came from. You have taken on the markings of others, their hues and tones, their voices and mannerisms, without even knowing it. You have been like water, but instead of gathering into your own great force or finding a way through the tiniest crack to be yourself, you have stayed in a shallower pool than you were meant for. You feel sluggish, tired, and very much like you are no one special. I am here to tell you that you are special and you have grown too large for this safe haven. It is time to swim free, to somehow make it through a challenging time in front of you in order to reach a place where you can grow and flourish and to become even more than you have dreamed of being. You have listened to advice that assures you that staying here will keep you safe, and you have been safe, but now it is a time to move on. It will be worth the initial discomfort, for great and unknown truth about your potential will be revealed. Due to a time of camouflage, stasis, and dormancy, you have forgotten who you are. Now you have outgrown what once was a safe haven. It is time to move on, for you are stagnating in your current position and circumstances. There must be fresh water brought in because there is no longer enough room for you to grow. It is time to break free and take the next challenge. Energy that you feel you lack at the moment will flow to you. You have great courage within you, and you are much more than you seem to be at present. You must take a great journey upstream to find the place where you will prosper, flower, and grow into dragonhood. You will be most successful, most important, you will be a great mentor once you have undertaken that climb. Begin it now. So Eris, that is a very long message, but it definitely is an important one, right? Because what is this card really talking about? Whether you, nice. Whether you feel like it or not, you have become stagnant in a situation. I find it hard to imagine that you don't understand that this is going on, or that you don't at least feel it in some sense of the word, that it's time for you to move on. But the problem is you've become so comfortable. You've become kind of complacent in maybe some misery, or complacent in your own stagnation. And it's like you can no longer, you guys are hilarious. You can no longer, it's not even that you can no longer see your dreams. They're there, but it's like either you're losing interest or you've completely lost interest in pursuing them, at least in one aspect of your life. So say you've been in a relationship for, the past 4 years, and you and the person, all you guys do is fight. You never spend any time together. Neither one of you is interested in spending time with the other one, but yet you're still continuing to live together and go through this every single day, every single night, when really, it's like what I always compare it to when women who leave unhealthy relationships are always like, well, where am I going to live? Where am I going to go? What about my stuff? How am I going to make money? And what will people think of me? And all these types of things that we put on ourselves. I don't feel so much like you're doing that, but I do feel like you're thinking like, well, if I don't have to, do this right now, why would I? And I do feel like you are at a crossroads, not a blue crossroads, but maybe it is a little blue there. Why don't I have the option to get that? Okay. Maybe it is a little blue. So whether you're aware of this energy or not, I feel like this is like a month-long type thing. I don't feel like this is something that's going to come and, be almost done with by the end of this week. So by the time we meet next week, you might just be understanding what this card is about. But I will tell you this. Accept the challenges, okay? Never do this, obviously, to your detriment, right? You don't want to take like the cinnamon challenge and then you get like a stomach ache. But like as far as the challenges the universe and the life, and that life throws at you and flows your way, really take a stand for yourself and take that chance, make that decision and stand firm in it. Because even if you end up failing, the universe is still going to reward you because you took the action. Do you know what I mean? Like you at least tried. And that's what the universe is looking for you to do right now. Oh, thank you, my sweet boy. I love you. I'm still nose blowy, guys. Sorry. He's such a sweetheart. Look at this nice shirt he got me. And he got it for me with, I have this favorite pair of bell bottoms that my mom brought me in dark blue. And they come all the way up to like way past my belly button. They're super flare and they're stretchy. So he got me the light blue pair with this. So it was really awesome. I'm excited about it. And, I am vintage now. Who's next?
Mike Roberts.
Mike Roberts. I used Fallen Angel for your March. So let's try something else.
I don't know if he's here, but I know he's on the go a lot. So I'll time stamp it for him. Yeah,
he's not double dipping. And guys, don't get me wrong. It's not that I care if you do that. If you want to watch 5 live Oracle or live tarot streams all at once, go ahead. But I just don't want to hold everyone else up because you decided to go into another stream and we're waiting for you calling you. That's the only reason I'm doing that. Everyone has their own prerogative of when they can stream on YouTube. If you choose to do it on the regular night that someone you claim to be friends with and it's their birthday, then, that's what you have to deal with in yourself. Me, I'm good. Plus, I think some people are more easily influenced than others. All right, Mike. Oh,
I figured you were here, Lotus. I know you're up and going a lot, so.
Yeah, Lotus, pretty much, there's not that many people that are in here right now that if we called you, we wouldn't probably make the exception and either call you in a few more minutes. But there are some that come in and out. And again, I usually doesn't matter, but it does hold everyone else up, because then you come in 15 minutes later, like, oh my gosh, I didn't get my reading, and we read you right away. And then that's not fair to the people who've been hanging out for an hour and a half waiting. That's the only reason. You're vintage. I'm just get off my lawn old. Blue Crossroads, you, just like 99% of the people in here, have really young energy. When I met Multifaceted Jules face to face, I was expecting like a 23 or 24-year-old girl. I had no idea she was a grown woman. And it wasn't how she looked physically to me. It was that she's a grown woman. But you guys have such young, fresh energy. It happened with Monica too. I never saw her face to face, but when she said one time how old she was, I was like, holy crow. Like, I thought she was like 18, 19 years old. Okay, so Mike got, I believe that's, nope, I'm not even going to guess. Mercury in Pisces, the card of inspiration. And this goes right along with your personal, Mike. The Mercury-Pisces combination indicates an extremely vivid imagination that finds it easy to visualize thoughts and ideas, and reveals a personality type with a natural ability to please others. Mike, I know you're not in here, but you got to let me know. Is this the same card I pulled for your final message in your personal? Highly intuitive, almost telepathic on the unconscious level, people with this planet sign combination have an imaginative talent that could be profitable in creative or artistic worlds. Many writers and creative artists have this aspect. Poets, writers or not, Mercury Pisceans have the ability to add imaginatively to the world around them. They arrive at conclusions through intuitive perception rather than logical reasoning, like a psychic sponge soaking up the feelings and thinking of others. Mercury Pisceans have a tendency to be secretive about their inner thoughts and ideas, and an excessive use of their natural ability to dwell on fantasies may lead to flights of neurotic escapism. Positively, they can put this ability to imaginative use if they dare share their thoughts with others. The combination of Mercury and Pisces produces a constantly fertile mind that can jump from one fantastic idea to the next with ease, ideal for storytelling or when idea. I don't know what that was. The combination of Mercury and Pisces produces a constantly fertile mind that can jump from one fantastic idea to the next with ease, ideal for storytelling or when one needs to tune into the thoughts and needs of others. In a reading, this card shows that there is an instinctive answer to the question if the inquirer will open up to his or her own inner vision. It indicates that the questioner already knows the answer, but refuses to face up to it. Mike, I could not have pulled this card for anyone better. There's a lot going on here. The main thing is acknowledging what you know intuitively, right? You can tell yourself all you want that and this is just an example, that your romantic relationship that you're in, there's nothing wrong and you guys are going to be together forever. You can tell yourself that. Oh, you're welcome, guys. Bat Mom, how dare you? She said Gemma had her first senior moment and you were all there to witness it. See, that's why you got to have friends. Until you're ready to admit it to yourself, though, most of us, especially in this community, we know that something is going to go to poop long before it does. But we hardly ever just say, okay, well, this is not going to work out the way I want it to, so I'm just going to end it now. We almost never do that, if we ever do it at all. And I feel like that is what the universe is asking you to do. Accept what you already know as fact and move on from there. Also, open up to people a little bit more. This doesn't mean you have to be an open book to every single person that you come across. But if you have someone like a spiritual advisor or like friends in the chat and things like that, or people like that in your life, open up to them. Start forming those trust bonds with at least one other person so you can run it by them before you end up going against, the very grain of your intuition. And, 5 years later, you end up where you knew you were going to end up in the beginning, but you just refuse to accept it. You know, we can't fix everything and we can't fix everyone. Oh my gosh, Casey, thank you so, so much. Thank you for that. That's amazing. I really do appreciate you. I always know you're here. I try to remember to read for you when I can. So thank you so much. That's so generous and totally unexpected. And thank you so much. You know I love you. Another fellow Pisces sun. Darling Deb, I agree. She said, all y'all are ridiculous, crazy, and amazing. I'm so lucky to have met all of you. Yeah, you're like the newest one, I think, to our little group here. And I feel like you've been here forever too, because we connect like that. Oh, Casey, thank you. I get like, I don't know, like a little emotional, and then I get like choked up, and then I'm like, you know, because all of these people, 99.9% of whom I've never actually met, I have this amazing relationship and bond with, and like, you know, you guys really genuinely care, and you guys really genuinely help. And it's not something I'm used to. I always had like my core family, you know, but to have so many people in my life now, it's amazing to me. And I really do really appreciate it.
You ready?
Yes, wealth should never be measured by money though, honey. So you may have financially less wealthy friends, but you yourself are very spiritually rich and you're a sweetheart. So surround yourself with those types of people and you'll never want for anything. Friend digger. Casey said, I love watching the chats. You all are just authentic people. And that's why you fit right in with us. You've been with me, Casey, for a really long time. I think before I even started doing Oracle. So, oh no, I know that. That mom, I'm never going to pass up an opportunity to give spiritual advice. Come on now. What kind of advisor would I be? All right, guys. All right. Who's next?
And
let's, you could be the first for me to use the Wild Woman Oracle, the Wild Woman. I keep calling it Wild Woman, but I think it's Wild Woman. And Hecate is in here.
Wild Woman.
That could break your microphone. Number one. And number two, this was another birthday gift from my mom. Eris, you guys are too much. I read for myself with this. The problem with reading for myself is like, I have to film it just like I film for you guys and explain it as though I'm not talking to myself. Otherwise, I don't pick up the message. And I hardly ever want to take that much time out for myself. So I usually just read what the book tells me and I'm like, oh, thanks. You know, because I don't really get it because I don't channel for myself. I just read. I really got to start taking that 20 to 30 minutes a month for myself and going through. It just kicked you off for a second. I'm a food digger. If somebody wants me out of the house, all they have to do is offer to feed me. I would say that too. You know what I like doing? Like when you stay at someone's house and you get to take a shower and see what kind of like shampoo and soap they use. Just like judge them on what kind of shampoo.
You probably go through the medicine cabinet too.
Not anymore. I stopped doing
Not
that.
anymore.
I did. I stopped doing that. It was too tempting. Who else, though, when you go to the bathroom at someone else's house, you have to look behind the shower curtain before you get. Does anybody else do that? Look for psychos behind the shower curtain at other people's houses?
I look for cameras.
Lotus, no problem, sweetie. Reach out.
You're next, Lotus. So.
All right. And you got January's rebirth, the card of rebirth. In what ways is my higher self calling me to step up so that I can give birth to a new version of myself who is wiser, more aware of my own needs, and more authentic? This card reminds you that we come to Earth to learn lessons and grow, and often do so by making mistakes. We discover our needs after repeatedly putting ourselves into relationships where our needs are not met. We discover who we truly are after we tire of juggling too many masks. This is the nature of the journey we signed up for as souls living the human experience. Acknowledge your mistakes and ponder what these errors have taught you about your true self, needs, and most authentic desires. Throughout our lives, our higher self will call us to initiate a rebirth of the self, to show up for ourselves every day to the best of our ability, and as we want others to show up for us, to stop fooling ourselves into thinking that we can somehow achieve more inner and outer freedom without first achieving greater self-discipline, to recognize that everything occurring in our external reality, good or bad, and those are in quotations, is mirroring a lesson that we have yet to grasp internally. On a bitterly cold January eve, a young woman has consulted the tarot. A crow and coyote, the wise fools of the animal world, and the fool, always represented by 0, point her to both a completion and beginning. She must let go of the past folly, yet seek to understand the hidden motivations behind those mistakes so that she can learn from them. The Temperance card signals that she must understand her unique need for mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being. Then set firm boundaries around them. The Justice directs her to better hear the voice of her higher self by shutting out outside influences, because all the answers she seeks are within, and she alone can decide for herself what is truth. So Aunt Edna, what's up, girl? Multifaceted Jules. Aunt Edna, this card is very interesting to me, and that the reason for that is because it's touched on several themes that have been coming up with you for a year and a half now, at the very least. Setting and sticking to those boundaries. I do feel like there is one recurring theme, and it's like every time you feel like you've conquered, whatever this theme is, it could be people manipulating you for money or whatever. Whatever the case may be, you did have a lot of manipulators in your life that you were allowing to bring you down for a really long time. So say that it's that. It might not be. Every time you think like, I am done with that person, I'm sticking to my boundaries, I know who I am, I'm stepping into my power, screw them. You take a deep breath, and before you can blow it out, they're back knocking on your door, weaseling their way back in, because the divine feminine, the part of ourselves that is the people pleaser, sometimes just has a really hard time not doing her job, right? Pleasing people. But like I think I told you guys, someone said to me, it's okay to be a people pleaser because that's asserting your divine feminine force, but you don't want to be it to your own detriment. So really sit back and see if you can figure out why all of these things, why you keep attracting these certain situations. I think for you more, it's like a certain type of people. I don't necessarily see it being like, one abusive relationship after the other, though it very well could be. I see it being like people coming in and being like, oh, Aunt Edna, I'm so sorry that I didn't pay you back the $2,000 you lent me. Can I borrow $500? And you just feel so bad because they have this big sob story, and you're like, what kind of person am I? If, I understand those types of thoughts, but whatever it is, the universe is once again calling you to really step into your power and understand that it is not your job to save anyone but yourself. You can only try so hard before you also have to respect yourself enough and worry enough about yourself to do what's best for you above these other people. Otherwise, they become all consuming and they will destroy parts of us. You're on mute.
I know I am. No, what'd she say?
Oh, I see it. Denver. We're going to read for Denver. Yes. You got it, girl. Do you want to share your good news with the chat? I don't want to put you on the spot, but the program show, it's my birthday too. Makes sense. Pisces power. Hi, and welcome. Thank you for coming in. If you want a reading, let me know, and I'll read you in the next 5 minutes or so.
Sorry, I'm writing names.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lotus was next.
Multifaceted Jules. And Stephen, I didn't even tell you because I wanted to respect her privacy because I knew it was a big deal. Multifaceted Jules. I take no credit, but I will say it's amazing to see from since we started working together about a month and a half ago to now, she is cancer-free, PET scans clear, blood tests have no markers, booyah, and her hair is growing back. Your birthday is Friday, March 3rd. Well, happy early birthday. I hope it's amazing and wonderful and everything else. Hello, Miss Pixie. That's really amazing news. And all the love and light and prayers that were sent your way, thank you guys so much for that. But Jules, really, it goes to you, becoming spiritually aligned, because becoming mentally, physically, emotionally healthy. I'm just so proud of you. I'm so happy for and proud of you. Miss Lotus Girl, I'm going to use Wild Woman for you as well. Gives you hope. Yes. And that's why I was hoping that she would share it.
I've been there. I've been clean for 3 years now. Anything I'm dealing with is the throat.
Paranormal Pixie said, happy birthday, Jules, your rebirth. Brand new you. And I've got to say, in the month and a half since I've really gotten to know you and we started working together, you're almost like a whole, energetically, if I'm just going by how your energy looks, you're like a whole new human being. And I am just so proud. I feel like a blooming orchid and can start looking forward to tomorrow instead of looking forward to my next treatment. People are crying for you right now. You are so loved and you are so special and you are so amazing. And you can do anything that you want to do. Miss Shelley, I'm sorry. I did not say hello to you. And if I did, I don't remember doing it. Steph H, hello. Yeah, Jules, and there's going to be so much more of that. All right, Miss Lotus Girl, you got the Morrigan, the card of sovereignty. Card number 21. What was a time of... Bit my tongue. Here we go. What was a time of seeming misfortune in my past that in hindsight led me to develop greater self-respect and personal sovereignty? The Morrigan reminds you that life will never be without challenges. Hardships, boundaries, and death are inevitable, and while it may be difficult to see when you are in the moment, they all do carry value. It is easy to believe in your personal power and autonomy when the wheel turns in our favor, not so when we face misfortune. The Morrigan asks you to stand firmly in your sovereignty, taking full dominion over your body, mind, heart, and soul. She wants you to develop willpower, grit, integrity, and self-respect, qualities that never come freely or easily and are only born from overcoming strife and struggle. The Morrigan, translating to Phantom Queen or Great Queen in Old Irish, is the Celtic warrior goddess of death, war, prophecy, and sovereignty. She is a dark goddess who embodies the feared yet natural and inevitable forces of nature. The Morrigan sisters, Badby, Macha, and Morrigu, were members of the Tuatha De Danann, which I don't know how to pronounce that. It comes up all the time. A mythical godlike race that, mystical, not mythical, ruled over Ireland for thousands of years. The Phantom Queen rarely fought physically with weapons, but rather prophesied, incited, and empowered the Tuatha De Danann throughout their many battles against invaders. A fearsome, shape-shifting harbinger of death who often takes the form of a raven or hooded crow, the Morrigan is a symbol of sovereignty. While the sovereignty or flaithis in Old Irish that she is traditionally associated with relates to the divine right of kings to rule over the people, personal sovereignty, now associated with the right to rule over ourselves, is something many of us seek. Though the meaning of the word has changed over time, the Morrigan still incites us to battle our inner demons, oppression, and anything that threatens our own personal sovereignty. Thank you, Nick. So, Lotus, this card is not telling you anything you don't already know, but it is giving you one heck of a reminder of who the heck you really are. Okay? Think about all the times that you defeated, physical, mental, spiritual. You've been in physical warfare with your own body, mental, emotional, like we all go through, and then spiritual warfare as well, with literally demonic people feeding off of you constantly, and you're made to smile at them and work through it with them. As draining as all of that may be, when you come through it, do you remember before all of this started really going downhill and happening again, how proud you were when you would come in here and say, like, I beat A, B, and C, and I did it all with the power of the mind and spirituality? I don't see that particular thing on you, but I still have to do an actual reading for that. What this is saying, though, is you've come so far and been through so many things that, and this is a very clear message that I'm getting right now, and it's a little bit off card, but the message that just popped into my head was, you've come so far and you've been through so many different things, and you've gotten through them with strength and dignity and your integrity intact, right? This is nothing new for you. It just sucks you have to go through all of it again, but it's like the same old things, just with a different name or a different face. You already know what to do. You just have to align yourself spiritually the right way in order to be able to do it. And I hope that makes sense to you, because that just came like blasting in. Okay, so yeah, we should send prayers out to Lotus Girl, mainly that Cologuard, the little box that like sings and dances on the commercial where they're talking about how 45 is no spring chicken. The test for her came back positive for colon cancer, but it could have been something else that was also going on with her physically at the time, which I don't want to get too graphic. So she asked me if I would, kind of look into it and consult, but I just don't see it. Something like that would have come up unless it was meant to be an absolute shock and surprise, which things like that normally aren't. But on top of everything else that's been going on with sorry guys. On top of everything that's going on with your husband, and I know that you just got this really amazing idea to start this new business or this new company, which is still in, the workings of the mind. Josephine, I thought she was just randomly saying it. I'm like, we've acknowledged you, honey. I know you're here. It's a lot piled on top all at once. And while that happens to people, I will agree that it tends to, I see it a lot with you, like more than I do most people. Not that most people aren't going through stuff, but you just seem to get hit. But it is for a reason. And I feel like Spirit's trying to tell you that all you have to do is remember spiritual memory, right? Not physical memory. Spiritually remember how you got through it. And guys, we should all be praying for each other all the time. If you don't pray, that's fine. You can send love and light and peace. But let's do that for Lotus Girl.
Well,
and the same here. So Josephine then?
Yes, she is next.
Let's do energy and spirit.
Yeah, Nick, I figured you were working, so.
The whole work thing.
Yeah.
I owe. Off to work I go.
So in other words, popping in and out means you'll be going into the bathroom, checking YouTube for a little bit, then leaving the bathroom.
Just get some headphones. I'm going to be anointing another one of my angel candles for you, Lotus Girl, as well. I did one for Jules. I did one for several people.
No, Mike's running around. He was in here earlier. He came in and said hello.
All right, Josephine, you got the card of relaxation, card number 39, peaceful pursuits, happy times, but you did get it in the shadow. So let's see what that's all about. This is a really great deck. I don't know why I don't use it more often. This card reversed is asking you to get a clearer understanding of your daily energy. You may be overstressed from too much worry or too many tasks. Oh, guys, don't forget, if you resonate with a card that wasn't called for you, take the message. Do what you will with it.
You should remind people that more often.
Yeah, I should. If so, remember that it's your whole life force that determines what you attract. Working too much attracts more effort, but if you weave periods of relaxation and fun into your daily life, your tranquil resonance will bring you more peace and more joy. Relaxation is a vital ingredient in the process of connecting with spirit. Deep breathing, walks in nature, regular meditation, and listening to music can greatly soften your energy, quiet your mind, and open the portal to the spirit world. This union with spirit is the most powerful force in your life and in the world. When you relax and open that door, truly amazing guidance and miracles will bless your life. Your affirmation: I am weaving more fun and relaxation into my life. My peaceful pursuits expand my spiritual connections, and I am grateful. That's the main thing. Being grateful. Being grateful for the hard lessons that we have to learn. Being grateful for when it all goes to hell. Being grateful for, all of the suffering. I know that's a really hard concept, and it's almost impossible to do while you're in it. But once you get out of it and you look back, you're like, holy crap, I never would have, got offered that job if my marriage hadn't ended and I hadn't had to move in with my sister halfway across the country. It sucked while it was happening, but oh my gosh, look at this amazing opportunity. Now I'm going to be a millionaire. Things like that. Josephine, I do feel like you're putting too much stress on yourself, and it's no judgment because we all do it, to be happy. Instead of just finding authentic happiness, it's like you're trying to fit it in. You're like, okay, I worked all day and now I'm going to take 10 minutes to go walk in nature because that is going to help me be spiritually aligned. Like it's a chore. Once manifestations become a chore, you should stop doing them for a little bit. Once, if connecting with nature feels like a chore, find a different part of nature. Maybe the woods aren't your thing. Maybe the ocean is more your thing. Or, I tell you guys all the time, I'm very repetitive with some things. I have no earth at all in my chart. So again, until I started becoming more spiritually connected, for me, a walk in the woods was like, oh, like, no thanks. Like I had zero interest. Zero in walking through the woods. None. Not to mention all the scary things that I would see while I was in them. But mainly I just was like, ew bugs, ew, animals, ew poop, ew, I was that person. And now I realize it's because I have no earth at all in my chart. Capricorn in second, and I believe it's Taurus in either 6th or 11th are my saving grace. But the point that I'm trying to make is you shouldn't have to tell yourself that something is fun. If it's fun and makes you happy, it should just do that. So maybe the ways that you're trying to connect aren't quite working for you. Like I said, for example, maybe you're trying to relax in ceremonial or ritual baths or just a regular bath salt bath, and it's just not making you relax. So if that's the case, try something else and keep trying things and switch it up a little bit. I feel like you have it in you. You're very, very close to obtaining a real balance between work and play and romance and, between your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, psychic health. But you're not quite there yet because you're trying to push it. Oh, thank you so much, Pine Island Research. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. Smoochie, I always forget you have a channel. I always forget that. Did that new person didn't say that they wanted a reading, right?
I didn't ask, but we can ask her now, and let's go ahead and do Ralph. Okay. And then if Steph T? Yeah.
Well, Steph
H would like a reading, let us know. And
but there was also another person who came in and said it's my birthday too.
The program show, and we'll do those two next if they answer.
If you guys answer, if you're here, okay?
So right now, Ralph, and then those two if they're here.
Yeah, and Jeff soon too. We should give him one because he never gets one. So guys, these are the cards gifted to me by Blue Cross Rose that belong to Miss Shauna, one of the decks. And this is Amy Brown, her favorite illustrator. And they're just beautiful. Like if I were to get a fairy, which I might, tattooed anywhere on my body, I would choose Amy Brown or Paolo Barberi artwork for sure. Crowley, thank you. Hey, did you just happen to see the most beautiful birthday girl in the world? Happy birthday. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. And I'm never going to stop calling you out. Monica, thank you. No, you do not, Crowley. Crowley, you need to start telling yourself more often how amazing you really are and how far you've come. You're welcome, Josephine. You're going to be just fine, honey. You're having... From watching your readings go up and down throughout the week, because I don't remember like as soon as I start reading for you, but as I get through the reading, I start to recall some of the other readings, and I feel like you are right on the cusp of something amazing and incredible, as we all are, but you're like right there. You just have to find a little bit more balance in your life and not worry so much.
Okay, Jeff passed, so you know.
Okay, you got it. I did not see that.
Yeah, he just did a little bit ago.
Steph, I'm telling you, it happens all the time in here. That's why you guys are my peoples. All right, so Steph H is here.
I saw that.
I do apologize. Who was this for?
Ralph. Mr. Ralph. King Ralph.
I still think of Ralph Cifaretto every time.
Well, every time I hear Ralph, I think of King Ralph, the movie with
I know the movie. I think of the guy from The Sopranos, of course.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Hello,
you hear that? She is mom of the group. We've got Aunt Edna. We've got Lara's the mom. So you better listen. She's quick with that broom. I'm telling you. The spatula.
Dragons don't have moms. We're hatched from stoned eggs.
Card 14. You know what's funny? I did read for myself with these cards, the normal 3-card reading, like I always do. And I got this card as one of mine, Ralph. So very synchronistic. The fairy gift. Oh, you got a blessing of the white heart. The fairy gift of integrity and recognition of the sacred. A gift of the other world to keep what is sacred, sacred, to be given the gift of great integrity in times without such things held dear. To see the white heart is a magical event, the legendary creature of the deepest, most ancient part of the green world. The white heart is a fairy creature, a real being, and a sign from the fairy realms to you that you must keep true to what is sacred to you. When you receive this gift, it may seem like a burden, but do not feel this way, for it is that you are recognized as a person of high integrity, and that to keep to this is most important at this time. By keeping your integrity, by being true to what is sacred and precious of the fairies, you will be blessed with easy confidence in your own doings, a sense of rightness about all that comes, and a simple recognition of those who are not in integrity. The white heart asks us to recall the old gods, the Herney, the hunter, and to be blessed with the gift of seeking what it is you wish to know and seeking your own true self. It gives you the key to becoming who you are meant to be. Let there be blessings of the pure-hearted, of stripping away what holds you back, and let there be graceful, beautiful movement into a more poetic and mythic understanding of the world. Let the deep peace of the wild heart of the forest be yours, friend, for you have seen the white heart, and so there will be a calling to the sacred and a blessing for those who follow that pure, magical, and so very sacred call. So this is a card about truly getting to know yourself and where you are on your journey. Okay, you definitely, and I see it this week, like blasting into your life, blessing, abundance, maybe even some peace of mind, dare I say. Okay. I don't know what it is that you're doing, Ralph, but you're on the right track. I'm getting some resistance from you, from the ego, something that you've been doing maybe, or have been rolling over in your mind that's been like working for you. But it's okay. It's almost like you don't believe that that's what's doing it. So this is just an example. Let's say you started the written manifestations that I always suggest to you guys that have absolutely changed my life. You do it for 5 days, which is when the manifestation, like the intention and affirmation, is supposed to start slowly coming true. And it does. It starts slowly coming true. So you do it for another 5 days and even more, it starts coming true. But you're thinking to yourself, well, it can't possibly be that it's these manifestations. And then it stops working altogether. You know, don't question the universe and it's bringing abundance to you. You do have a sacred charge. I don't know what it is, but it comes up in your readings all the time that you are being looked to by others, mainly people that are younger than you. So I don't know if, you know, you do any kind of teaching, or if you have, I know you have kids, they're definitely looking to you for guidance, but there is something you are meant to do in this life. And I feel like the closer we get, so I want to say like the end of the year, there is a sacred charge coming into you, a sacred mission, if you will, not to sound cliche, that you're going to really have to decide if that's what's best for you to take it. The universe is offering you blessing and abundance this week. Take any opportunity that comes in to teach or to give your wisdom, knowledge, to help others, as always. And pay special attention when someone from a different or younger generation comes to you for advice. It means they really respect you and look up to you, and you do have the answers for them.
You want to go ahead and do Steph?
Steph, I am going to use the De la Nuit. She said, sorry, not sorry. Miss Pixie, I did not, but I don't know that I checked my email today. So I will definitely check it after stream because I checked it yesterday. I've really got to get better with that. But I know you did say that something was going to be there. So I will check it afterwards, and I'm really excited. Got a cool black onyx wolf amulet today, since the wolf is my spirit animal and my grandson. That's awesome. I have this list in Amazon of gifts, and I swear I have something in there for every single one of you guys. Like one day I'm just going to surprise you all with a gift. Not all at once, but I find these things like wolf bracelets or Bigfoot merch or whatever I feel like you guys need, and I put it to the side and then I just randomly send it. That's why I like to have all your guys' addresses too. Okay, Miss Steph, you got Snow White, card number 4. I had this jealous stepmother, didn't we all? She couldn't stand the idea of me being more beautiful than she was. She sent a hunter to kill me. I found refuge in the forest inside the house of 7 adorable dwarfs. The queen, disguised as an old lady, tried to kill me again with a poisoned apple. I fell into deadly sleep. Angry and sad, the dwarfs killed the queen, and a charming prince saved me with a true love kiss and took me to his castle. There may be jealous and mean people around you, Steph, but please don't let them poison your heart. Kindness is a most precious thing that always wins in the end. Even when scared or sad, don't stop being kind. Kindness will always make you beautiful and lovable. Sweetness and softness can really do no harm in this very cruel world. So raise my flag high, my dear, and be as kind as you can be. Oh, thank you. Thank you. My mentor and friend. I'm honored. And by the way, a really amazing author that I've learned so much from, Cries of a Dying World on Amazon. You can also get it on Kindle. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. What a great surprise. Crowley says he cannot wait to see you and Shan. I can't wait to see you either. When are you coming to Jersey? We're supposed to get coffee and go to the Jersey Shore. Now I just sound like Anthony. This is a pretty serious card, and it's something that it's one of the life lessons that I've been kind of dealing with a lot lately. And I'm really happy it came up for someone in here. So I say it a lot, the universe looking to you to see how you're going to respond to someone and looking at them for how they're treating you. So the universe is not looking at you like if someone says go F yourself for no reason and you turn around and say the same thing back to them. You have free will. You're allowed to do that. But the universe is going to be like, oh, I guess you didn't learn the lesson yet, and they're looking at them like tisk, tisk, tisk. You can always be kind and offer grace to people no matter how they approach you, because it's all about how you behave, right? Who you are in yourself. This was a really hard one for me. I'll admit that I'm still learning, is when I feel like I'm being attacked, or if I am verbally being attacked, to not immediately snap back and become a person that I don't want to be anymore. And sometimes, and I think, Steph, this is the case for you, whether you're aware of the energy and the people around you or not, where people are, of course, it was an amazing book. I didn't finish it yet, but it's awesome. People are going to try, to bring this part of you out. I got distracted. I'm sorry, because I just wanted to say that book, I haven't been able to actually, and Stephanie, I apologize, but I have to say I haven't been able to sit and actually read a book in a long time. but I wanted to read his book because he's my mentor and he's a great writer. I have such a hard time putting that book down when it's time to like actually get work done. It hasn't happened to me in so long that I'm like purposely trying to save it. So I'm like, okay, I can only read 1 chapter today because if not, I'll read 5 and then the book's going to be gone. So definitely recommend, and I'll give you guys the information for that. Steph, I apologize. So there is definitely at least one person, and I really don't see like there's a ton of people, but there's at least one person that's looking at you and going, oh my God, that's so amazing. I'm so proud of you. Yes, we should go out and celebrate. And as they're typing this on their phone, on your Facebook, they're telling their husband, look at this B word, thinks that she's all that because she got a raise at work. You know what I mean? That type of energy. This person is very jealous. They don't want to see you successful. They like it when you are the lost and sad puppy dog who, turns to them to be lifted up. You don't need them to lift you up anymore. You're lifting yourself up. And instead of being happy for you, they feel unwanted. So, or not needed anymore, or they're a total narcissist and they would have behaved like this no matter how successful you became. The universe's advice to you is always be kind. You can be kind from a distance, love them from a distance, put up boundaries. Look, I love you. You're, my best friend, or you're a really good friend. I've known you forever, whatever the case may be. But if you continue to act like A, B, and C, I can't be around you anymore. I'm so sorry. Don't even apologize. Do you know what I mean? Offer grace in the face of jealousy, spite, anger, and adversity. And you will feel so much better at the end of it. And also more people take your side if that's something you're looking for, because your hands will literally be clean. Right? I put something on Facebook the other day that I've reposted for like the past 10 years, like before I even had the account I have now. And it says, speak when you're angry and you'll make the greatest speech you'll ever regret, or something like that. Never, ever speak out of anger. It's better to be quiet and walk away. And I know that sounds cliche. Yeah, Crowley, I do 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 do. I'm thinking Prince. That's the song that I was thinking. I don't even know who Charlie Rich is, but I'll take it, and I'm going to look it up after. I've always had a fan club of haters. The toxic poop has to go for real. I smell around a mile away. I don't have dirty laundry. Right. And you know what? Even if you did have dirty laundry, it's nobody else's business to air it. That's something that you have to deal with and you have to work through with yourself and your spirit team. Nobody has the right to treat you badly. You deserve, as a human being, it's your birthright to be treated with kindness, respect, and dignity at all times. If the kindness isn't there, the respect and dignity absolutely must be. And that's been, I admit, one of the hardest lessons for me to learn, how to stand up for myself without verbally assaulting and attacking people right back and giving them what I feel they gave me. It's that whole street mentality. Don't disrespect me. I don't, disrespect me all you want, because I'm going to be far enough away from you that it's not even going to affect my energy anymore. Love them from a distance. And if you want to, you can even call them out on it. Just learn how to call them out on it without being nasty. I know it's so hard, because some people are like, well, that's butt kissing someone who treats you like crap. No, it's not, because you don't even have to be near them. You could just cut them off. I just feel it's better to let them know, this is what's happening here. This is what you've done. This is how I felt. You got to validate your own feelings, right? You don't need anyone else to validate them, whether this person agrees that what they did was shitty or not. But keep an eye out. Don't try your very, very best. If this card came up for you, and I know the readings are going long, guys, but I can't help it. Spirit's very, very strong. If this card came up for you, that means in the next week or two, you're going to need to put this into practice. And if you pass this test, you'll move forward to the next round. I've always had a fan club of haters myself. I've always had people that no matter how nice I was to them, they just didn't like my energy. It happens. Everyone is the a-hole in someone's story. Nobody has, everybody loves them and thinks they're amazing. That's why I write under a pseudonym. Who's next?
The Bat Mom.
Kill them with kindness, multifaceted jewels. Exactly, darling Deb. That's my favorite thing to do. They never know how to answer sweet put downs. It's just a little tack. Exactly. Crowley, you are way too hard on yourself. First of all, I don't hang out with losers, okay? So nobody in here is a loser. Doesn't matter who hates you. What matters is how you feel about yourself. And right now, you're around friends. Stay humble and peaceful. Just keep your side of the street clean. You will always come out on top. It's very hard to do, and I believe it's impossible to do 100% of the time, but we should always be striving to do that. Miss Batmom. Batmom, I'm going to use the Fallen Angel deck for you. Hey, Monster Radio, thank you so much. Bye, Felicia. I didn't know where that was from. I thought it was from the Straight Outta Compton movie. I still don't know where it's actually from. Oh, wait, a card flipped over. Oh, come on, stop. Is that okay? Because I know in the Straight Outta Compton movie, I think that's what it was called, Straight Outta Compton. The girl was in there and she was like sleeping with, I don't know if it was Easy or whoever, and her husband or boyfriend was knocking on the door. And they pushed her out with no clothes on and were like, bye, Felicia, and slammed the door in her face. But they probably, I don't know. That's where I thought it was from until when Damien was like 13, he said it. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I know my mom didn't let him watch Straight Outta Compton, so it had to have been from somewhere else. Smokey's back here taking a poop, but I ain't going to tell no one else. Oh, nice. All right. Glacia Labolas, the card of danger. Why do I have Oasis stuck in my head, and I haven't heard them in like years. Okay. Card number 18, Batmom. Element fire, planet Mars. Deception, treachery. You have a dangerous enemy posing as a friend. It's the same as almost what I just pulled for Steph. The snake in your grass, tiptoeing around a viper. This fallen angel can take the form of a winged hound resembling a griffin. He is the patron of confidence tricksters, thieves, and murderers, shielding their nefarious activities with a cloak of invisibility and their true intentions with a veneer of plausible charm. He can see into the future, but only uses this talent to serve his own greedy ends or those of his acolytes. A dangerous spirit, his temptations should be resisted. This doesn't mean you're in danger of like a murderer. I mean, at any time, any given time, any one of us could be, right? But what this card is saying is you may be in danger of falling victim to a snake in your grass, right? We were just talking about this with Steph. It's a theme going on right now, and I'm going to tell you guys why. I've been telling you guys since last year, maybe October, November of last year, maybe even before that, that according to my guides and what I know from my meditations, my channeling, etc., that come end of February, all through March, towards, the end of March, I didn't see it go further than that, the collective consciousness is going to shift. We're not going to be totally 5D yet, obviously, but we're going to shift and move the energy of the collective up, okay? Now, what's going to happen to the people that aren't light workers, to the sleepers, as I call them? They're going to feel this shift too, just like we felt it last year when we were expecting to be raised up and lifted up, and then all of a sudden, everything just went to hell for every light worker that I've ever met in my entire life, right? it's going to be, or it's supposed to be, the exact opposite. So these types of people are going to be more jealous, more vengeful, more rageful, more spiteful, right? More murdery, I don't know. But there is someone in your midst who you absolutely cannot trust. I believe that you know that you can't trust this person. This person has betrayed your trust in the past, Batmom. But I think you're somehow forced to be around them anyway. Even if you try to keep your distance, like it could be a coworker, or it could be, an in-law. It could be a distant cousin that you have to see all the time. It's someone that's like kind of always going to be in your life, at least for the long term. So the best you can do is make peace with it and protect yourself energetically. Now, I told you if you reached out to me, I would send you whatever it is that you need, but we never get to have a full conversation about what it is I should be sending out to you and working with you on. So we should really do that. This is a warning from the universe that you really need to protect your energy. I'm getting more of a male energy, but the problem with that is it could just be a female with a lot of masculine in their charts. Or a female with a lot of masculine in their chart, but I am seeing masculine. I would lean more towards a male, but again, I can't be 100% sure. Smoochie, probably not, because they really stink. And let me tell you something. Okay. I am not at all of the belief that all that stank only comes from their fur. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Who's next?
Well, it's Darling Deb, but Darling Deb said to let you read Pixie first because she's got to go.
Okay. No problem. Miss Pixie, let's use the Faery Blessings. I love you guys. You guys are hilarious. Crowley, you are my new best friend. Hi, Peppa. I don't know if I actually said hello to you. I did in my mind, but I'm not sure. Oh, so guys, Darling Deb sent me, I just looked over it. I wish that I had them next to me. Tibetan rope incense. They're amazing. They smell really good, but they're not like super duper overpowering. Like sometimes essential oil is. Like if I burn sandalwood in the oil diffuser, I have to mix it with something like lotus or gardenia or something like that, or mint, to kind of soften the blow, like frankincense, myrrh. Not these. These sandalwood ones, they burn slow enough that you can get, one part of your house done, but they burn fast enough that the smell isn't totally overwhelming. They hang from a little, I'll show you guys. I'll get up and grab it in a minute, but they are amazing. I already tried them. My mom has COPD, so I really have to sage like when she's not here. I try not to burn a lot of incense and stuff. And these did not affect her at all, which was great because the regular stick incense and the cones do affect her. All right, Miss Lara, a blessing of stillness. Card number 6. The fairy gift of pause, calm, and an opportunity to be tranquil. It is the moment. The one long moment before all the other moments with their cares and responsibilities gather about you. Let the fairies give you their gift of time, their blessing of the long moment to gather about you and pause within while you cease observing the rush and the hurry and the endless pressing things that must be done now. Pause now and let them take you within, either within your own self, to the place you have nurtured there, the grove within, or to the grove, or to the sea, the lake, or the river, the tree or the garden, the fireplace or the rocking chair, and be still a while, human child. And in this space, let calm return. Let peace quietly sit beside you and talk to you of how much there is to be glad for. Let an old friendship reignite, the one between you and your soul. And for these long moments between all the other moments, let yourself be taken into that world between the worlds and be still. And when you return, there will be great presence to you, and you will be restored to your own center once again. Now, Miss Lara, I don't get a lot of scattered energy with you. You actually have one of the most calm and peaceful energies in the entire chat. One of, right? I've learned so much from you. I do feel like you have a lot of wisdom, along with like Aunt Edna, several people that come and go from here, Miss Be Kind, that just have gained this amazing wisdom, either through work and study or just by experience or both. Because this card came up for you, though, I do feel like someone is trying to reach out to you, and either they're very recent past, like I'd say in the last 10 years, or you're just not getting into the right mind frame during your meditations or whatever it is you do to connect to your higher self and your spirit team. I feel like this person just wants to chat. They want to, reconnect with you. It's been a while, a few months, a few years, whatever. I feel like they're calling to you to just be still, go to that place that you go to, either in your mind or physically or both, and call out to spirit, because spirit has a message for you and you must be absolutely 100% open, receptive, and calm in order to receive it. That's an amazing message, because it's not like, it's just about, find that place, the place I'm talking about, where you can communicate with spirit. Just because I can see them next to me and have conversations with them, you do that in your mind's eye. So wherever that place is for you, there is someone, a friend or a loved one, who's reaching out just to be like, hey, I've been watching over you. I'm good. I have to blow my nose again, guys. I'm so sorry.
Is Vixen Doe, are you still here, hon?
Well, did we skip Darling Deb to do?
Oh, that's right. Darling Deb. I forgot you did Pixie.
Darling Deb, I haven't used this deck in a really long time. I'm going to use it. It's called Mausolea, the Oracle of Souls. Oh my gosh, I forgot to look it up on YouTube, but I was watching Ghost Brothers, Haunted House Guest last night. And Marcus had, first of all, it's one of the only ghost hunting shows I'll actually watch, because they're hilarious. And hey, Anson. And he had a shirt that said "Born Again Christian Dwar." I just thought it was amazing. It could be they're already there. Hi, Pooja. I feel like this person's already there and they're going to be revealed. Like, I see them. When you said that, I got this vision and like this image in my head of like someone like the cartoon, like ears explode. Like they just can't take being nice to you anymore because they're such a frenemy and they're going to snap and you're going to be left dealing with that. I don't think it's going to shock you, though. I think you pretty much know how this person really feels. Again, a snake in the grass, tiptoeing around a viper. Without even reading the card yet, I just want to say I feel like whoever this person is coming from a place of misunderstanding and possible jealousy. If you wanted to salvage this relationship, I don't see it as something where you're going to have to really cut ties. I feel like this person, if you would talk to them, if that's your choice, this person may have done some things where you're just like, I can't deal. This is the last straw. Usually I tell people the message is to cut ties, at least for a little while. I'm not really getting that from this relationship. It's like they're happy for you, but they're more sad for themselves that they haven't achieved whatever this is. And that's why. And I feel like you can kind of empathize with where they're coming from and be kind, or you can cut them off completely and be like, I'm tired of their crap. Aaron, master of the great hunt, authority, hunt, natural balance. Okay, so I just have to find him. You guys, I'm very sorry about this. They're usually in alphabetical order, but these are not. Okay, there we go. All right, good night, Anson. I hope you feel better. If you need anything, just text me. I love you. Laurel Banks, Pisces Tarot, pulling similar cards. Yeah, it's got to be the energy. I'm not surprised. Master of the Great Hunt. The Master of the Great Hunt is the lord of his domain in the sense that he embodies its nature. His power supports his interest, but does not dictate after the fashion of a tyrant, nor attempt to govern it. Those who serve him do so out of loyalty rather than fear, and pursue those paths which are natural to themselves. Aaron directs one to follow one's nature rather than attempting to orchestrate others in pursuit of the most important quarry of all. So I didn't read the card. I haven't pulled from this deck in over a year. And this card is about picking your battles. Okay. Choosing what to engage in. It's not really about how to engage, because I feel like you already know and understand, because I've said it to you, I don't know how many times, how to respond and react to people, right? But I feel like this is like what I just said to you, like really choose to try to first empathize, because I do feel like there is a moment coming up where someone is just going to either lose it on you, but I feel like it's just, like I said, it's coming from a place of lack in themselves and really doesn't have anything to do with you. They actually really do have some sort of love and or care for you. They admire and respect you, but their ego is popping up and bringing all of this out. It's totally up to you. I'm not seeing the universe or like your spirit team say one way or the other what they're expecting you to do. So this is where your free will is going to kick in. Are you going to completely lose this person from your life? Definitely, if you choose to keep them around, though, have a conversation with them, but stick to the boundaries. First, breathe, then try to empathize. If, like I said, this is a person where you find yourself constantly having to do that, though, then that's a different story. I cannot tell. No, I'm getting more female again. Actually, with Batman was male. So more of a female energy on this one, but it could just be a male with a lot of feminine energy. That's the problem. But I do believe that it is a female in your midst. And I'm not seeing if it's blood relation or not, but I am getting someone close, which is why I think it keeps coming up that maybe this person has done this a lot to you, because there's someone like with Batmom that you really just can't avoid. For whatever reason, this person either has to be in your life or just keeps popping up. It's up to you, honey. You can only do so much, and you can only empathize so much before it becomes manipulation. And then you're, feeding into their own ego, and you don't want to do that either.
That usually comes control, and it goes from there and there.
Right. That's a form of manipulative control. No, you're absolutely right. Good call.
Richard Elmore. And Vixen, if you hear me, let me know if you're here, hon. If not, please come back.
Richard Elmore, I'm going to use the Fairy Tale Oracle. Guys, I want to thank you all again for spending my birthday with me and hanging out with me. It's really cool of you guys to do that. I don't really see that we're missing anyone that's like a regular. So I do appreciate that you guys chose to spend this time with me. And trust me, I have one person like that in my life, and they are a very, very close, inescapable blood relative. So I love them from afar, If they want to spend time with me, that's fine. But I make sure that I set proper boundaries and I don't become the scapegoat. I love you guys too. If my birthday was tomorrow, like I thought it was originally Thursday, I was going to switch streams, and we would have tried to do the one on Thursday tonight and then my birthday one Oracle tomorrow, because I really just knew that I should do this with you guys. Nutslap, thank you for letting us know, but I definitely would have done a timestamp for you. Oh, Peppa, thank you so much. I'm kind of big with birthdays. I'm big on my birthday. There was a while there that I lived with my dad where he kept forgetting my birthday when I was little. And when I moved in with my mom, it was always a big deal. And it was always a big deal before, when my mom and my dad were together. But for that period from when I was 10 to 13, it just was constantly forgotten, except by my mom. And it kind of it's like a trigger for me, my birthday. It's like everyone in my family has to remember, or I get really down and depressed. So that's why I remind everyone weeks before. I'm like, hey, don't forget March 1st, because I'm number one. It's kind of an egotistical thing, or so it seems. But when you know the deeper history of the trigger of why I'm like that with my birthday, I think it's easier to understand. Oh, don't worry about it, Crowley. Guys, honestly, I love getting presents. Who doesn't? I'm a woman. But you guys give me a present every week when you show up for stream. right? Because I would have no one to read for if you guys weren't here. You're constantly loyal. You're supportive. You guys are like the most incredible group of friends I've ever had in my entire life.
I'm the worst.
I can't understand you.
I'm saying doing it on purpose. That's why I was saying I'm the worst.
No, you're something else altogether.
Richard, and it requires
Elmore.
2 shots of tequila to get through it.
You got the card of Fairies, card number 28, and it is the card of words. It's kind of a long one. Brute force or bribes of diamonds bend others to your will, but gentle words have greater power and gain more conquest still. Same vein of everything we've been talking about. When the princess in this fairy tale speaks, jewels fall from her lips. Here, even the dragonflies and magical creatures hover, already adorned with her gifts, awaiting for her next word. This is a symbolic treasure of a tale in which one of 3 sisters is so sweet-hearted that even though her siblings and stepmother have never loved her or spoken a single kind word to her, she is still pure of heart and kind to all of them. She, as one of her many chores, goes to the well to draw water, a symbol of drawing upon ancient primal energy and sometimes memories, and an old woman asks her to give her a drink. She is kind, and of course, she dips the ladle into the well and pours the sweet water into the parched lips of the old woman, who then reveals herself to be a fairy. And this fairy blesses the girl for her goodness, and after that, every word that comes from the girl's mouth is accompanied by either a flower or a jewel. This blessing is simply a representation of the girl's essence and her soul, which the fairy woman, with her ability to see through to the heart of a human, has recognized and rewarded. When her stepmother sees the girl and watches diamonds and rubies and roses and lilies fall from her lips, for the first time, she actually values her daughter. She demands to know why she has been gifted with such riches, and when the girl explains, open-hearted as she is, the stepmother sends her sister to the well to do the same. But the fairy is not foolish and disguises herself once again. And so while the sister is expecting a little old frail woman, a glorious queen comes forth and asks for a drink of water. Instead of obliging, the sister rolls her eyes and demands the woman be on her way. Of course, the fairy then rewards this action with toads and worms falling from the sister's lips. The mother blames the good sister for the misfortune and banishes her to the forest, where she meets a king's son hunting, who asks her why she is there alone and so sad. When she tells her story, he values not only the jewels that spring forth, but her beauty, her honesty, her grace, and her dignity. Of course, the story ends with the king marrying this girl so rich in beauty, kindness, intelligence, diplomacy, and eloquence. And the sister who speaks so cruelly and cursedly dies a sad death. This is a story about appearances, about good manners, and good-heartedness being for everybody. It's about how, especially when we have no advantage in doing the right thing, we do the right thing anyway. When this card comes to you, you're being asked to watch the thoughts within your head and change them, and to speak words only of beauty. This does not mean to flatter or give in to falsehoods. It is, though, to find the beauty in yourself, people, the world, in every situation, and speak with this beauty and from this beauty within. To do this, we must alter any ugliness or distortion that originates within our own mind and leach ourselves of the toxins of ugly thoughts, the kind that can poison us from within. You are being told that if another seems to have what you desire, you cannot suddenly just create it. There is work to be done at the deep level of thoughts, and in time, when you have worked on your own mind, your own consciousness, and your own energy, the words that fall from your lips and the energy that pours from you will be as the jewels from the lips of the princess. But if you resist this and do not do the work at a deeper level first, you will never find the right words, and you will find whatever poison you do not clear from your mind and heart will somehow leak into the world through your words and deeds. Clear yourself, do the work, then the beauty you have to offer the world will come from you as naturally as rain falls from a cloud and as perfect as a sunrise. So being rewarded for doing the right thing, even when we don't know we're going to be rewarded. Treating everybody that we come across with respect, love, and dignity. For some reason, Richard, I keep hearing okay, it's so weird. It's like there's something that you were raised to believe, some sort of societal norm that you were told was normal, where you're now going to be starting to question that, okay? Say you were taught to, I don't even know, because I don't want to, I don't know. This is a very stupid and watered down example, but say that you were taught that boys absolutely cannot, or men absolutely cannot like or wear the color pink. That's it. You were hit when you were younger, like there's some kind of trauma with you in the color pink. But now, like, you're about to get married and your fiance is like, here's the colors I chose for you to wear, and there's pink, and you're triggered, and your automatic judgment, like that snap judgment, that's what I'm getting to. Has nothing to do with the color pink. I'm just trying to think of a silly way to kind of explain this, right? Richard, there is something changing inside of you, some generational trauma that you're breaking, and that's really amazing. Just remember, do not analysis paralysis, right? Compare yourself to other people, what they have, how far they've come. Understand that you are the co-creator of your own world with the universe, and you can have and achieve anything that you want, but you have to start with being kind to everyone without expectation. And I do feel like you are going to be tested. It's like, you know, something that you really don't want to do, but you know that you should do, like as a human being, like to have compassion for somebody. It could be as simple as buying a stranger or a homeless person like a cup of coffee. Like some simple act of good deed is going to be so generously rewarded in the next week or two that you should really keep your eyes open. All right. And also there's something like that I can't get a grip on exactly what it is. It's like right beyond what I can see. Morningstar, it was just an example, and welcome. There's something there that it's like you were taught as you grew up, you grew up with this ingrained in your head, and now it's really starting to get to you because you know it's wrong, but you're so used to thinking this thing. I hope this makes sense. Okay. Morningstar, welcome. And I beg to differ because my little guy has very bright blue eyes. And I think I've put him in like a pale pink shirt at some point and he looked okay in it. Darling Dev starts buying everyone coffee.
I could use a cup right now. That's for sure.
Nut slap?
Yep. Nut slap. Thanks, Crowley. I just want to get the old man home. Bless his heart. He just wants to go home.
I know.
He just wants to go home. And it gets harder again because he's starting to get. But we went over and they were working on the house. Whoop,
whoop. Hi, Kind. Thank you for coming back out. The energy in the room tonight is amazing. Some cards you pull look so crappy. What the hell? What do you mean?
Wait. Oh, what?
I love these cards. Well, they all have different artists. So, you know, they're all designed, but I do tend to stick with like Jasmine Beckett Smith, Amy Brown. If I see something from them, I really usually go for it. But I have so many. Paolo Barbieri, I have to get the Chinese Oracle, the Zodiac Oracle. I just don't like the card stock on his cards. And he does them in like 7 different languages. But I don't understand what you're saying. I think the artwork on pretty much all the cards is absolutely beautiful. Okay, I guess that's Nut Slap's card. The Hunter. This card comes out often, if you guys notice. In the past month or two.
Thank you. Be kind. Thank you very much. I still love you, Smoochie, even though I'm icky. Dragons are supposed to be icky.
Card number 32. Mike, the vampires speak. There is a belief that in order to have what it is we feel we need or want or desire or are told we must have, we must track it, hunt it, and sometimes kill it. For the hunter does not simply follow and make a friend of the creature it wishes to have. It must kill it in order to be satisfied. There is a part of you that feels this falsehood, that in order to become something, there must be a death of which you will be the cause. That there is competition and need, and that you can only have what you long for if someone else can no longer have it. I always tell people, like, you can't compete with me because I want you to win too. you know, and that kind of mindset is basically what I believe this card is getting at. And we have come to you to say that even we, who are the unnatural world's greatest hunters, need not kill. There is always a way to find what we need without taking it from someone else. There is within you now an urge to win in a competition where you feel there may only be one survivor. Did you say this was for Mike?
No, for Nut Slap.
Nut Slap. Okay. I was like, I already read for Mike.
I was going to say. I was going, wait a minute.
I'm already having senior moments.
Yeah, it only goes downhill from there.
There is within you now an urge to win in a competition where you feel there may only be one survivor, but there are other ways through to the goal you desire. You can find what it is you need deep within. And there is also truth in the word hunter. For you to live each day, something must die, be it for the food on your table or the produce that has become your walls in the home you live in. Energy has given up one form and become another. Everything transforms. But for that which you seek now, the hunter needs to go within. The chase must be a part of your character, which, when hunted down and integrated, will give you what you lack in order to create what you need. You need to become the hunter of the hidden parts of your own self, of the courage you feel you lack, of the opportunity you believe you have not been given. For you breathe, do you not? And as you breathe, a part of you is the hunter and must take action to obtain what it is you long for. No one else will do it for you. This task is yours alone, human. Blessing. It is natural and wise to allow the part of you that is active and strong and forceful to have expression. It is time to actively seek that which you want. See how far your strength can take you. Curse. There is always the potential that the hunter can become ruthless. You can maintain discipline by focusing on what it is you seek and refuse to be distracted by the pursuit of power for power's sake. Nightcrawly. Working with this card, it is time to establish how to obtain what it is that you want. You must not ask another to go after it. And while the hunt will take place on the outside, it will also take place on the inside. You must find that part of you within that has the courage to chase what you would make yours and be honest about it. The art is not all beautiful. Are you talking about Mausolea?
Good night, Pam.
Good night, Pam. Oh, she said good night, Crowley. I thought Crowley was leaving. Okay, Nut Slap. So this card, and I do think, again, with like the readings coming back to me, we've talked about this before, where you definitely have a goal in mind. It could even be a relationship with a person. It could be getting a new job. I mean, seriously, whatever it is that you want most in the world right now, I feel like there's a part of you, and if this hasn't happened yet in the next week or two, this thought might start forming. But remember, it's not true, okay? There's a part of you that thinks that in order for you to be able to obtain this, someone else has to lose it. Like you have to take it from someone instead of earning it. This is kind of a weird message because we haven't been able to communicate. I love this ring, by the way. We haven't been able to communicate in a while. So I don't know a lot of what's actually going on with you. But I know enough to know that you do have dreams and goals of something bigger than what you're doing in your life right now and where you're at. The problem is, again, with the analysis paralysis in the way, there's a few ways that can happen. But this one is in the way of like, I forgot what it's called, but there's a name for it where you like are constantly comparing yourself to someone else. Like, how come this a-hole who's never nice to anyone, never has a kind word to say about anybody, gets A, B, and C, and I've been working my whole life and dreaming about having this? Well, you know what? Probably because that person became ruthless, unemotional, and is willing to step over anyone that he or she can to obtain that. You don't have to do that. The universe is telling you that you are smarter than that. Your heart is bigger than that. You are better than that. There is another way. Okay. If this was old timey, New Jersey, I would be telling you, like, you don't have to challenge that guy to a duel, just sit down and talk to a friend of yours and try to make connections. But in order to do that too, and this is off card, clear message, Nut Slap, in order to make connections, you actually have to get out and meet people and do things. Okay. If you can't go out alone, I would ask you, why are you so afraid to spend time with yourself? Oh, Melissa Nicole, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Blue Crossroads. And a salute to you, sir.
Blue Crossroads, I am going to use Shauna's cards for you. Yes, Aunt Edna. Yeah, and it says your life can change in the blink of an eye, so enjoy it. And that's so true, guys. Like, so quickly, without you even realizing it, you can go and, for instance, have lunch at Buffalo Wild Wings. And Nutslap, this is just an example. And you meet a girl, and she's funny, and you get her number. You don't talk to her or connect with her for a year until you run into her at Buffalo Wild Wings again, and you end up marrying her 5 years down the line. If you decided to stay in the house instead of going to Buffalo Wild Wings or wherever that day, you never would have met her, and you wouldn't have had that connection. That's how quickly your life can change, and you don't even know it. Oh, Jeff, thank you. I didn't know you were still in here. I would have read for you, but I'll give you a personal. Thank you so much for stopping in and hanging out. I definitely appreciate you. You're awesome. I get excited when Jeff comes around, like even when we text, because your energy, if you're still listening, the energy is just like, I never leave a phone call, and we have a business relationship because everyone, you guys know he's a publisher. But every time I'm done with a phone call or a text message conversation with him, I always feel better about myself. Always. I feel better about myself, my life, my goals, my books, everything. And that's where I want to be. I want people to be like, oh, yes, Gemma texted me. I'm going to have a good day now, you know? All right. Blue Crossroads. Let's get a fairy blessing for you. So we spoke to Anthony about the cabin thing in the Pine Barrens, and we decided, what did we say? Spring and summer is not going to work because of the bugs, which I didn't even think about. So we're going to be doing it in fall, guys, which is fine. It just gives us more time to plan. Yes, a fairy blessing for you, Mr. Blue Crossroads. Give me a second, guys. I want to really pull this one. A blessing of Airmid. Card number 7. Lucky number 7. I am having an amazing birthday. My mom and Damien really went out of their way to make it amazing for me. We had lunch at Red Lobster. We were going to do dinner, but my mom doesn't like to drive in the dark, and I wanted to be ready for you guys. I don't blow off this stream, guys. Like, I have to be like deathly ill or like RJ has to be sick. That's the only way I'm not doing this stream. I've done this stream from my mom's room, my room. I don't care. That far in advance, I may be able to make it up there. I'm going to start planning probably around April because I feel like we can rent the cabins in advance. And then anyone who comes can just, depending on how many people come, can pay like an even amount. And then we can get like burgers and stuff and barbecue while we're there. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Blue Crossroads, I am coming to visit you. I'm coming to visit you and Lotus Girl for sure. I just have to figure out when. And as soon as I have like the means to travel, that's when I'm going to hit you up and let you know. I'll probably bus it though. I'm not a plane person. All right, sweetie, you got a blessing of Aramid, the fairy gift of working with herbs, medicine, plants, and their blessings. Aramid is a shining one, and of the Tuatha De Danann, I've got to figure out how to actually pronounce that. And she oversees herbal healing. At this time, you have received the gift of this insightful ability, and you will be led to planets, herbs, flowers, and fruits. I think it's supposed to say plants that have healing properties. Give yourself the benefit of learning more of plants and their sacred properties, and be drawn to eat well and to supplement with vital herbs, which will enliven you and bring you closer to your own personal version of true and beautiful health. Hold that thought, Miss Be Kind. Take the time to appreciate the world of the plants, which is truly the world of the fairies themselves, and grow your own healing herb garden. And know that the more you introduce these wonders of Aramid to your world, the more blessed will you be. Seek the advice of those who have the herbal wisdom and feel the slow delight of the growing world rush through your bones and blood, knitting, healing, repairing, and regrowing. The world of healing herbs is supporting you, loving you, and ready to work with you for healing and restoration of deep, vital, glowing health. Blue Crossroads, I think this is a message for you to start taking, I wouldn't say better, because I don't think you take bad physical care of yourself, but someone is urging you to eat better and take better care of yourself. whether you are interested in plants and herbs and all that type of stuff, or think that might be something that you're interested in. The message that I'm actually getting from the card for you, and I'm laughing because it's so so obviously there, is you need to start taking better care of yourself. You need to start eating better. You know, I'm watching you, you know, that's kind of what I'm pulling in. And make sure that you take care of yourself, you know, leave time to sort through your emotions. I did write you a letter back. I just didn't get it to the post office yet, but take time for you. I don't know if you do any kind of physical activity like yoga, tai chi, qigong, or just go on like nature walks. I am seeing you being drawn toward the woods. I don't know if that's a usual thing, or something that's going to be coming in this week, but you are being pushed in the direction of like, you need to start taking better care of yourself. And this is like loud and clear in my ears, like eyebrows raised. I'm serious. Like this is serious is what I'm getting. So I don't know what you've been doing, or maybe you've just been distracted or not getting enough sleep. Yeah, she told you for sure. Be kind. The fall for the Pine Barrens. I might be back on the East Coast around June, so maybe I can make it. Well, if you are back in this area, we can plan something around here, even if it's not like the huge trip where I'm just inviting everyone. If you're ever in this area, girl, I will, especially June, I'm 9 minutes from the beach. Like we can totally do something. So you guys, same for all of you, hit me up if you're in this area. Who's next?
Smoochie.
Bob Birkins is our resident, I want to say weirdo, but I mean it in the best possible way. So the randomness that he spews, I let him go, because it's all in good fun. And he's actually a sweetie poo, even though he won't admit it. Miss Smoochie, wild woman. Cedar is an evergreen, and an everlasting power exudes from therein. I like it, and I forage it and tie it up. That's amazing. You should send me some. Blue Crossroads, I was going to send you a package box anyway. I think I might do that and send you some cedar. If I work out my puzzle pieces, I will have a nice place on 3.5 acres up in the woods, New Hampshire. Stay tuned. You can visit. I would love to. Absolutely. Sex magic is obviously not practiced if you're all going without. I don't know who's going without. I did misplace, you know, something, but I won't talk about that here. There's actually an oracle deck called Sexual Magic, but I'm reluctant to get it to read on stream because number one, it probably has nudity. And number two, I feel like they would be, I could probably get them and they'd be better suited for like love readings. Yeah, pretty much, Eris, but we gotta love them. Yeah. Nut slap. You took the words right out of my mouth. All right. Miss Smoochie, wild woman. Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know. I don't block Bob though, because I feel like Bob has really good energy. You know, Bob, not to talk about you like you're not here, but I do feel like some people are very socially awkward and that's how they relate to people. You know, I feel like I may have like timed him out a few times. I actually had a salad with my dinner tonight because I was thinking I needed to supplement my diet. That was a very strong message that came straight through directly to you, but it was a very serious one. So, just be more mindful of your physical health, of like, you know, it's like, oh, Jesus, it's like, bam, like going to your doctor's appointments. I don't know if you missed appointments lately or if you've made appointments, make sure you don't miss, you know, that type stuff. Okay, Miss Smoochie, you got Home at Last, the card of aloneness, and it is card number 35. What have I been afraid or hesitant to do alone, even though I know it will help me achieve a greater level of self-respect and independence? If you have been fearful of venturing out solo, whether this entails living alone, leaving a relationship that has run its course, or taking up an entrepreneurial pursuit, you are being assured that a season of greater aloneness and independence is exactly what your soul needs at this time. Embrace being in your own company and take full responsibility for your own contentment and fulfillment. In our modern culture, aloneness is often thought to be synonymous with loneliness, but nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, some of the times in our lives when we have most been surrounded by others may have been some of the loneliest times. We may come from a large family, be in a room full of people, or have many followers on social media, yet not feel truly seen, heard, and or appreciated. To be alone, however, is to be fully comfortable and content in one's own company and to get to know ourselves on a much deeper level. A woman reads in the wee hours of the night in solitude, accompanied only by the sounds of her purring cat, the crackling fire, the wind howling outside her window, and the faint tick-tock of the clock. On the pages of the open book on the floor is a quotation from Charlotte Bronte's novel, Jane Eyre. I used to do this. I would sit in my 3-season room, smoke my cigarettes, and read Charlotte Bronte. I had a book of her collected works. I can live alone, well, quote, I can live alone if self-respect and circumstances require me to do so. I need not tell my soul to buy bliss. I have an inward treasure born within me, end quote, which symbolizes the decision this woman has made to live alone for the first time, as opposed to living in the company of another who made her compromise her self-respect and made her feel truly lonely. So being happy in your relationships, right? Really making sure that the people that are around you, like your energy is sitting well with them. We have to surround ourselves with the right energy. So, you know, I'm not for everyone. Nobody is for everyone. And I always say every single one of us is the a-hole and at least one person's story, at least, right? So this is about being good with you. Like, I think I said to Nut Slap, it's like, okay, so if you can't go to a movie by yourself and be in your own company, like if that makes you uncomfortable, then how is anyone else going to be able to stand your own company? And I think that's kind of what this card is getting at. There may be a situation here where you have to disconnect from somebody. And if, you know, that probably, and I don't know 100%, but it probably, I thought this just broke, probably doesn't mean leaving your husband, but it could mean, you know, building yourself or making room for yourself, like a little she shed where you can just have your own personal time. I feel like there's something coming in here that you're really going to need that. I don't know if you even realize it right now, how important having your own time and your own space is going to be. I'm also getting on this card, totally off card. Be kind if you want one. I'm totally ready. I am amped. There's a business opportunity coming in. I know you're a business owner, so there may be something here to like expand on your business. I do see something like that coming in like the next month or so. Take the time to really think about it. I'm not getting a yes or a no just yet about it, but I am seeing like, don't just jump the gun, because there may be several opportunities that come in here and the first one may not be the best one. Who's next?
Well, you could do Jules, or you can go ahead and do Be Kind. I'll leave that up to you.
Well, who came in first? I mean,
well, Be Kind was actually in here. Like,
all right, so I'll read for Be Kind and then I'll read for Jules.
Actually, she was real high up on the list. And she
because I remember that. I don't think either one of them cares if I read the other one first.
That's fine.
Be Kind, I'm going to use the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And I just want to say, like, if I pull, I already got them for you. Jules doesn't care. Come on, we're all friends here. Yeah, don't do that to me. Just tell me who's first on the list, because then I only have to make a choice. Crowley, watch it. So, okay, this will be like goosebumps all over your head. It's been a while, right? This is the energy that's coming in for you in the next week or two. So say you draw Sun in Pisces. That doesn't mean you are obviously a Sun in Pisces, but it does mean that Sun in Pisces energy is coming in for you. And we are in Pisces season, which means a lot of overanalyzing, a lot of overthinking, a lot of fantasizing and then not taking the action. You know, we have to be mindful. Yeah, huh, Crowley? Sure. We have to be mindful of where the energy is, you know, when it goes into, again, at the end of the month, Aries, we really have to be mindful of that fiery, passionate energy, because sometimes it can be a bit too much. So that's what these cards are about, the energy that's coming in the next week or two. you guys are a bad influence. I love it, because at least it's not me. Then again, I am kind of the ringmaster of this beautiful circus. Ghost Dragons, are you okay? You look like you're praying. That's why I ask.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, and now you probably have Pisces in like a specific placement in your chart. It's Pisces moon are really affected during this season. Like I'm a Libra moon, so during Libra season, I most take on that energy. You probably have Pisces, and I couldn't tell you what the placements are, but there are like 3 different placements where Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio really like affect us. You probably have it, because that is a Pisces thing. I worry about Blue Heron, because she's the only Pisces moon that I know, and I don't hear from her. She's so busy too. She's like me. She really doesn't, she communicates like I do. Like I'll get a text in a month. I'll respond a month later. She'll respond a month later. But I worry about her during this season, because although she's a Leo sun, she's a Pisces moon, and they are the most empathic of all the signs of all the charts. They are, you know, I'm glad I'm a Pisces sun and not a Pisces moon. Yeah, guys, I know it's not a big deal, and it's not a big deal to me, but if, you know, the algorithm catches that, I can get in trouble and they'll demonetize this stream.
Yeah, guys, you got to be careful, because YouTube is being very picky.
And it's hard, because I slipped out the S word before too. I know it's hard, and please trust me that it's not me, because I never cared before until I started getting warnings from the algorithm, the people on YouTube. So I just would ask that you really try your best not to. It's not me or that I care. Although I've been doing a lot better with my own personal words. Eris, well, you got to hit me up and I can find out for you easily, or go to cafeastrology.com. They'll give you your whole chart for free, plus extra info. Okay, be kind. So you got, I believe this is Venus, but I'm going to look just to be sure. Yes. So you got Venus in Virgo. And it's the card of discrimination. But what's interesting about this card is I see the woman on the card, and she is just surrounded by butterflies. It actually looks to me like she's setting them free. So while this is a card of discrimination specifically, I do feel like there's a sense of freedom that's coming with whatever it is that you're doing or whatever path you've chosen to be on. So for Venus Virgo types romantically, it is important that partners share their intellectual interests. People with this planet sign combination may be in danger of analyzing their emotions to excess, which I just said we're all doing because it's Pisces season. Though when positively directed, this ability can be helpful to others in the form of relationship counseling. Their close friends are few, but selectively chosen. The Venus Virgo personality type shows great discrimination in choosing on whom and what to bestow their affections. Now, again, this doesn't have to be you all the time, but in the next week or two, this is the energy that's attaching to you. When this is taken to extremes in a negative way, it can make them downright picky about potential friends and lovers. In many areas of life, however, this fastidious attitude stands this personality type in good stead. With a little more Venus extravagance added to the careful Virgo temperament, this person will make an excellent cook. Something to do with nourishment, pleasure, and Virgo perfectionism combine to make a great but ever modest chef or host. Virgos always show love in practical ways. Many of their social activities or romantic interests revolve around work and or health. They may also be involved with artistic or alternative pursuits. It is important that the work surroundings of the Venus Virgo are harmonious and beautiful, or life can get twitchy. They display good taste in clothes, and this aspect features in their birth charts of many fashion designers. When this card is picked, it shows the need to be ultra selective, using all powers of discretion to attain aims. So I do feel like, okay, I feel like maybe, Be kind. This card is telling you that it's okay to not want to be friends with somebody. Okay. That's a very direct message. So I feel like there might be some people in your life, at least one. And I feel like we all have at least one. When the phone rings or the text dings and it's them, we're like, oh, energy vampires, human straws, as I call them. But I feel like you're too kind to say, like, this friendship really isn't working for me, and it's like, who does that? You can do that. You have enough tact, class, and grace to be able to pull yourself away from whoever this person is or whoever these people are. Do you see the freedom I told you that I saw? She's letting them go. She's setting them free too, to go and live their own lives and stop leaning so much on her. She's helped them through their transformation. There's nothing more she can do except set them free for herself or for them. In the next week or two, you are going to be asked to put up boundaries. Took the words right out of my mouth. And stick with them without feeling guilty, right? That's a really hard thing to do for empaths and light workers, right? But I feel like it's absolutely necessary, because you have people that are draining you and you don't have to have them around. It's like you're keeping them around because you're saying, that would be so cruel. They don't have anybody else. Yeah, because they're so used to leaning on you and taking everything that you have energetically, possibly financially. I don't know the whole situation, but they are definitely draining you energetically. You have to put up those boundaries and stick to them, or it's not going to end well anyway. So you might as well be the one to make the first move. Miss Shelley, I love you too, honey. Do you want me to put a timestamp? Be Kind says, this person asked me to call. My answer was so blunt, but in a soft voice, I won't call you. And that's okay. That's okay. You didn't curse. You didn't attack them. You didn't, you probably held back. That's okay. Don't be guilted into taking that human straw relationship back into your life, because it's just, they also, think about it this way, okay? If you don't want to think about it in a bad way of like, I dumped them when maybe they didn't have anyone else, that's the problem. You're setting them free to go on the next journey and next leg of their life. They've learned everything they could from you. They've gotten everything they could from you and more. And now it's time for them to move on and learn to fly on their own wings, stand on their own 2 feet, and find a way to deal with their issues, whatever they may be, without depending on you to rush in and save them, even if it's just by letting them vent on a phone call. Miss Jules. Jules, I'm going to use the Divine Circus. Nick is back-ish. Okay, Miss Shelley, you just let me know. He is not for me. I am not for him. And that's okay, sweetie. And I think you know that deep down. I really feel like you're stepping into your power and understanding that not wanting to be friends with someone is not a cruel act in and of itself. And I always use this example because it's a good example. If you're a millionaire and you have someone constantly coming to you for $10, you don't have to keep giving them $10, even though $10 might be nothing to you. Say you have several $1 million. It doesn't matter. You don't have to give it to them. And in fact, if you continue to give it to them, they'll never, go out and find a different way to actually earn the $10. Does that make sense? That's what I see happening. Infinite Psychosis, hi. So Jules, this card popped out and flew out of my hands. No, Jules, I'm reading for you right now. And you got a really good card. And your friend is next. I don't know why we didn't do him yet, but I don't take the list, and sometimes it gets hard. So we do apologize. Right down.
No, I just figured they'd just do them together.
Yeah, everybody calm down. All right, Jules, you got Lady Luck. Do you think that luck is something that only happens to other luckier people? Your attitude can attract luck to your side, no matter if you once thought you were the unluckiest person alive. Luck is attracted to a certain type of consciousness, an attitude, a belief that life wants to help you, and has the infinite power and creative imagination to do that in endless ways. Attracting luck means being open to the genius of life, which works itself out perfectly, bringing benefits to us again and again, even if we have no clue how, where, or why it operates the way that it does. When Lady Luck appears, you are being given a golden ticket, a lucky break, a change in fortune that was always meant to be for you. That was in your stars. You can turn this lucky break into a lucky streak that stays with you for a long, long time, or even forever, with your attitude, your belief in the goodness of life, and the generosity of your spirit. Feel the thrill, the gratitude, the joy of being a winner, and thank the universe for it with the following affirmation every day. Luck will visit you soon, and it will love being around you so much, it will decide to stay. Jules, I'm going to read for your company while I read with you. You know I love you, and I'm going to say this in the nicest possible way. This has happened before where you've gotten like angry because I didn't respond to you when I didn't see you in chat, and you've gotten angry because I may have forgotten to read your daughter, or you got skipped. It happens to everybody in here. It's never a purposeful thing where we're like, okay, we're going to screw Jules over in our company tonight. And the fact that you react that way, it makes me feel uncomfortable, and it also makes me feel bad because it makes me feel like you don't know me well enough to know that I got your back. I'm not going to ever do that, but mistakes do happen. We have 30 to 40 readings every Wednesday night. And I want you to feel comfortable here. And I want you to feel like you're heard. And that when I tell you we're going to do something, we are. And if we don't, it's a simple mistake. It's never a personal attack. Okay? I love you. I don't want to hurt you. All right. This is your card. Your company, Denver, is going to be next. Now, if I knew it was such a big deal, I would have read for you first instead of be kind. But I didn't think that it would be a big deal having to wait an extra few minutes. Now, okay. Who's next?
Are you going to do Denver too?
No, I was in the middle of reading for her, and she said, have a good night, that she's leaving. So,
okay. Then go ahead and do Monica.
Monica, Magic of You.
Goodness.
It's okay. It happens. And I've seen people get way more pissed and like never come back. But I feel bad. So let's just move it out. The one that wanted the $6. What? All right, guys, let's move forward from that, okay? Because Jules is our friend. Jules, go cool down, baby girl, and I will talk to you soon. Yeah, everyone attack Crowley. Monica, Magic of You. Okay, you're still here. Opulence, card number 21. It's time to lead, girl. Finally, it's time to lead. There is great wisdom in going with life's flow and choosing battles, conflicts, and accepting change wisely and peacefully. There is also a time to assert your authority and trust your wisdom and leadership skills. People and situations are now looking to you for guidance. Wear your success and assets proudly. They are well earned. It's time to be a light so that others may follow. The girl of opulence wears the lavish golden crown of leadership. It emits a radiant glow and signifies spiritual enlightenment as well as earthly accomplishment. Being in an exalted position gives you the opportunity to be a wise leader and help others, much like happiness is only real when shared and being exalted only meaningful when it helps others. I'm just laughing because I love you guys so much and you guys are the best. Okay. Monica, it's your time to shine. So in the next week or two, people are going to be looking to you for advice. They're going to be asking you how you got through a certain situation. And this could be a situation where you're like, really, me? I did not handle that well. That's okay. Give the advice. Give the best advice that you can possibly give because that's all you can ever do. People are looking to you for guidance about something. Whatever it is, they see your light. They see how far you've come. They're proud of you. They look up to you. They admire you. Whether this is an exalted position that you're used to being in or not, it's one you're going to find yourself in. I actually see a connection with a male coming in the next week or two. And again, off card, but Spirit is on fire tonight. I I feel like this person could end up being a soulmate connection, whether it's romantic or not. I'm really not sure. That's up to you. That's up to free will. But I do feel like you're going to learn a lot from this person. And they are just, the way I see them looking at you is like, you are a goddess. You are a queen. They respect you. They admire you. Now, this doesn't have to be in the next week or two. When it comes to things like this, it's all about free will, where you go, where you're going to connect with this person. But just keep that in the back of your mind. You are not in trouble. People are inspired by you. You must have made some kind of leap or bound or accomplished something very recently, because people are like, wow, look at her go. Yes, absolutely. Smoochy, usually when that happens, I just either rewind or fast forward for a minute or refresh the page if that starts happening. That's when like the Wi-Fi goes wonky every once in a while. She said, whoa, oh my God, really? Yes, girl, you have come so far. Oh, yeah. That happens so many times. I cut them off completely. And I say no in a nice way. I would help a friend if I could. Don't get me wrong. Like if I have it and a friend really needs it, I'll give it. But the thing is, people forget that I know when they're lying for the most part. I'm trying to think of who that, it's happened so many times. I can't even pinpoint the $6 person, but I do cut them off. And on Facebook, what I do is I accept pretty much everybody if I have mutual friends. But it's funny because if their stories just have like big booty hoes and stuff like that, then you said you guys have a good night. To me, that was leaving. I just get rid of them. I'm like, that's not what I'm about. Jules, I'm going to read your card because I don't want you to leave and I don't want it to be weird. Okay. Because I love you and you're my friend. And I just don't like when you get so angry when mistakes happen. But let's move on from that and keep everything light because we're all friends here and we all care about each other. I understand. I did forget you had a friend with you. So that is my fault. I apologize. And I know it's happened like with your daughter, but it's happened to pretty much everyone in here at some point or another because it's hard. So let me get your card. You got a really great card that I would love to read for you.
What I try to do is when they say I have a friend, I try to do them together. That way I don't forget.
Yeah.
But there's so many people online and coming and going. I
think from now on, what we'll do, if someone brings a friend in and the friend is new, let's treat them like a new person. Okay. Bill H, what's up? Yes, that's a great lesson. Be kind. We always need you too. All of us that come in here make this really beautiful energy every week. And that's why we all get along so well. That's why we don't have issues. We support each other. We love each other. We're patient with each other. And I'm really proud of this stream for that. In the last year and a half, I was missed twice. Yeah, I feel bad when it happens, but it does happen. It's way better than when I was taking the list myself. So let's get Jules her reading and her friend Denver his reading. Jules, you got an amazing card, okay? The card of Lady Luck. And I'm really excited to read this for you because I feel like this started with the end of your treatments, okay? This is you, Jules, changing your mindset. This is you stepping into your power. This is you manifesting the best life for yourself and manifesting everything you've ever wanted. You're clearing all these blockages. Your energy isn't so tight like to you. We've got attachments almost completely off you. We've come such a long way. You have come such a long way. You're the one doing the work. And I couldn't be prouder of you. And this is the universe saying, we are going to give you yes, and then I'm having senior moments now. Okay. I'm old. What do you want? The universe is saying, what is it that you want, Jules? Get very clear, okay? Where do you see yourself in 1 year? Where are you living? What are you doing for a job? Are you not working? Are you working from home? Are you in a romantic relationship? Right down to like the clothes that you're going to be wearing. Plan it out, okay? The universe is going to give it to you. As long as you stay believing in yourself and working on yourself and believing that the universe is going to bless you, you're going to be blessed. Thank you, Peppa. Stick around for your reading. No, Nick, Mercury is not in lemonade.
Okay. The order
Denver.
is you're going to do Denver, then Crowley, then Nick, then Peppa.
Okay. So for Jules's friend Denver, I am going to use the Urban Crow Oracle. This is a really good one for newcomers. What does the conjunction of Venus and Jupiter mean? I'm not an astrologist. I would have to look that up, to be honest with you. I try to look and see how the planets are affecting us when I do like personal readings and I look at people's charts, but I don't just know that off the top of my head. Monica, you're welcome. And you know what? Whether anyone else is looking at you as a goddess, you are a goddess. Look at yourself that way. That's how I see you. All right. I screw up doing 2 things at once. That's why I stick to 7 or 8 things instead. Absolutely. Oh, darling Deb, I'm so sorry. I think I have a bottle of that in my medicine cabinet too. Okay, Denver, you got card number 48, and that's the card of teamwork. It makes the dream work. I know, it's annoying. It actually annoys me when I look back on the stream and I just hear silence. I'm like, why am I doing that? Okay, Denver. Jules's friend, because I don't remember if that was the name.
Denver.
I'm bad with stuff. Okay, crows have mastered teamwork. Mobbing is one example of how crows work together on a common goal. When an intruder or a predator enters their territory, the birds jump into orchestrated action. Each member of the group holds an advantageous position in fighting off the threat. If your situation is a bit more complex or you could use an extra hand, teamwork will be the solution to finding success. Call upon your team, your family, or your friends to assist you when facing a challenge that requires more than you can comfortably handle. Teamwork strengthens bonds, creates positive memories, and reinforces an awareness that you are not alone. So, Denver, I don't know if you're going through this right now or not, but I feel like there's energy surrounding you that could possibly be coming in the next week or 2 where you're going to feel like you don't know what to do next about at least one certain situation. It's like you feel like you've gone to people for help and they either haven't helped you or they've screwed you over. You know, those traumas that we all have, those triggers. Like now you need help. Whatever this is, you can't possibly do alone, or so you think. But you're like, who can I turn to? There's probably a part of you that is so used to being turned away, or at least feeling unwanted, that you're not going to receive the help that you need, that you're actually inadvertently manifesting that, okay? So what the universe is saying with this card, Denver, is that it's okay to ask for help. If you have someone in mind that you think will help you with making this decision, ask them. But remember this, at the end of the day, whether anyone gives you advice or not, you have the power and free will to make the final choice. So while I understand that whatever this decision is hard, it is a choice you're being urged to make, and soon. I always say, right, if you don't make a decision, that forces the universe to make the decision for you. And if the universe has to step in like that, that means the universe is going to see it as you haven't learned the proper lessons to be able to successfully navigate the situation. Okay. And when that happens, you usually have a tower moment. Everything comes crashing down and it ends up feeling worse than it originally did. You're not as alone as you think you are. You have the power to make this decision, no matter how hard it is. Stick with your gut. The heart is a liar. The mind is way too rational and doesn't see everything that the energy and the intuition does. Okay, so you have the power. Make the decision. Blue Crossroads. Tequila makes my clothes come off. I love that song about the tequila makes your clothes come off song. You think he's talking about like his hot girlfriend, but when you watch the video, he's actually talking about his grandma. She's like getting naked and jumping in the pool. All right, who's next? I know you told me, but I don't remember. I'm old.
Crowley, you're fine. And yes, you are getting
Crowley.
old. I see the dreaded. No, I'm gonna say.
I want to get a shirt that says, "It's right behind me, isn't it?"
Mm-hmm.
Because it always is.
That gray hair is just coming from the side there.
I do have grays. I've had grays for a really long time. I had an ex that ripped out all of my bangs. And when they grew back gray. That's why I always have gray hair up here. I mean, I have some from my age, but a lot of it has to do with my bangs grew back gray at like 25 years old.
That'll do it.
You know what that's like.
Yes, I do. I mean,
All right,
I
let's
still
do
have
this.
white spots, so let's go.
GemmaJadeYT. Vasilisa the Beautiful. Card number 11. My cruel stepmother sent me to Baba Yaga's hut to get some fire. Uh-oh. Luckily, I carried my magic doll with me. The witch asked me to perform some domestic tasks for her to earn my fire. My doll helped me. After a while, Baba Yaga sent me home with a skull lantern full of burning coals. Once at home, the coals burned my stepmother and stepsisters. I ended up marrying a czar and living happily with my husband, father, and doll. You are going to need courage and bravery because some hard times are coming, Crowley. You will have to accomplish very demanding tasks, yet don't be frightened. You will be helped all along the way. And through patience and perseverance, you will find your way home. Keep going. Don't lose hope. In the end, your enemies will be neutralized and you will get to start a new and happy chapter in your life. Yes, Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. I mean, Jules, we've all had moments like that, right? She said, forgetful, I got a few years on you. There are days I forget to put my underwear on my feet and my panties on my boots. I mean, it happens. And you know I love you. It takes all types, baby girl, and so many different personalities. It happens all the time. But I would never abandon you. And honestly, this goes for all of you guys. If you bring someone new in and we don't get to them, remind us because we'll forget. And I know it has happened to you a few times, Jules, and I do apologize for that, baby girl. You're all good with us. So Crowley, yes, this says bad times are coming. And I don't really like cards like this because you actually can control the energy that's coming in around you. That doesn't mean you can stop bad things from happening, but you can definitely prepare for how to deal with them. If you're spiritually strong enough, you will know that whatever is going on right now is going to make you stronger and wiser and lead you directly to where you need to be. Now I'm seeing, once again, off card romance. I'm seeing this romance like 6, 7, 8 months in the future. It's like someone that you meet. You may go to them for help with something that you're dealing with, or it may be someone that you run into while out, like getting help. It's a very weird message. But you're going to get to know them, build a trust bond, and then you and them are going to, basically live happily ever after. The thing that I see though is whatever this challenge is that's coming in right now, it's like, oh my God, not this again. Like I thought I've already dealt with this. Apparently you didn't, because whatever it is coming back in. The fact of the matter is, just like I said to Denver, you do have help. You just have to look around and realize you do. I know that you're only joking, but when you put yourself down, you tell the universe those things. And then the universe says, oh, okay, you're a loser. And then you become suddenly a loser. You're orchestrating your own catastrophes. And that's not a judgment or an indictment. And it's not advice that I would ever give someone because it sounds harsh, but it's coming from spirit. Crowley, you need to step into your power and you need to be like, you know what? I effing got this. Dude, you just brought a home. You have an amazing job, right? I know you're happy. You've got your son. Like you have your life is like paradise to some people that I know and that I work with. And that's not to say you don't have problems. The reason I'm saying that is because you've been through hell and back and look how far you've come. You're just going to go even further. You're amazing. And you need to tell yourself you're amazing. Stop putting yourself down. Stop. I understand that sarcasm and making jokes like that are kind of a defense mechanism, but stop acting out of fear because fear is ego. Ego is fear. Ego is edging God out. Whether you believe in God or not, you're pushing the universe away. You're pushing away your birthright, which is blessing and abundance. Whatever this is, you freaking got this. It's not even going to be a blip on your radar. You're going to know how to deal with this, but you're going to need help and you're going to need to ask for it. Who's next? Nick Y.
Yep. You don't need even a good night.
We might end in time for me to be able to talk to the little guy again.
That's fine. Yeah, because actually the list I just gave is the last of the people.
Okay. Thank you guys again for celebrating my birthday with me. You guys made it so much more special.
Oh, Casey, did you want a reading?
Yes, I said that in the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, so Casey, I will definitely.
That was on me.
I'm going to read for you next. So let me do Nick, then I'm going to do you.
Sorry about that.
I think it's because I said that I was going to give you a timestamp is probably what happened. Thank you for being so patient, guys. You guys are all awesome. So Casey, you're going to be next. This right now is Nick.
Yes.
Birthday presents revoked. It's not me. I'm sorry for calling you out. Every time I have to read for Crowley, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to use the Crow deck because I don't want to have to call him out again. And then sure enough, it's like, you know, it's things that you need to hear though. You're not a loser and you're not, you know, incapable and you're not any of those things. None of us are. We're the island of misfit toys. All right. So Nikki Poo. And Casey, I'm going to use the Fairy Tale Oracle for you. I think that's going to be a good one for you tonight. Nick, be proud of yourself. Last quarter moon in Taurus. You're another one. Stop complaining. Stop putting yourself down. Stop saying that the world hates you. Stop saying you can't do anything right. When you put that crap out there, it comes back. I hardly ever do that anymore. Like my affirmations now consist of, I deserve to be treated with respect and dignity at all times and so much more. And I tell myself that. Not because I'm above anyone or better than anyone, or not because I don't have problems or enemies or people that are jealous and frenemies and all that kind of stuff, but because it's the truth. Everyone deserves that. Oh, thank you, Peppa. Thank you, guys. Okay, Nick, be proud of yourself. Do you really believe in you? No one is perfect, but you need to believe in yourself and what you have to offer. Be proud of yourself. You came to this earth with a purpose to fulfill. Drawing this card suggests that there are a lot of unresolved self-worth questions that need to be answered before you can start to create the life you know is waiting for you. Being real is the key here. Don't pretend for appearance sake. You're more than allowed and encouraged to be your real self. In an age where people pretend to lead a perfect life, there's nothing more impressive than true authenticity. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Instead, start to recognize your own talents and assets. Your manifestation affirmation, I am a unique and beautiful soul. Nick, this is telling you that everybody has problems, okay? Everyone has problems. Everyone has things that just come up and keep going and going and going until you break yourself out of that cycle by doing things differently, by learning the lessons and not repeating the same mistakes, the same relationships, the same actions over and over and over again because you're expecting someone else to change. The fact of the matter is you can only control you. And I feel like this card is the universe calling you to make the necessary changes from inside out. And don't depend on others. Like you can only be disappointed if you have expectations. And that's a really hard thing to really grasp and navigate. But it is the absolute truth. Don't expect anything of anyone except yourself, your spirit team, the universe, and God and or Jesus if you believe in them. Miss Casey. Jules, exactly. Strength within is amazing. And she said, it's an amazing thing, Crowley. I wish you all the best in finding your way. And we should all be wishing that for each other. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, thanks, Nightmare. At least he didn't spitefully go live. But that's the type of stuff you have to deal with in the workplace, right? Like this is something that I love to do. I am so blessed to be able to do it as my job. It's not even a job. So, you know, people get jealous and they pretend like they want to see you succeed and they don't. And a lot of the times we can feel that, but we don't want to confront or acknowledge it. And I've decided that I'm going to gracefully and with tact confront. And I am going to acknowledge. So the next time someone says, why did you block me off Facebook? I'm going to say, because you did A, B, and C. I wish you all the best. Have a great life. Bye, Felicia. Because normally I would just say, oh, did I? Oh, it must have been an accident because I don't want the confrontation. Not anymore. I deserve to be treated with respect and dignity at all times. And so do all of you guys. All right. Miss Casey. The White Snake, the card of understanding. I don't know if I've pulled this one before, but let me tell you, this is a gorgeous card. Artwork alone, I will say the Fairy Tale Oracle is my favorite deck. All right, 35. The White Snake. No sooner had it touched his tongue than he heard a strange whispering of little voices outside of his window. He went and listened and then noticed that it was the sparrows who were chattering together and telling one another of all kinds of things which they had seen in the fields and woods. Eating the snake had given him power of understanding the language of animals. In this tale, a king has all knowledge due to a white snake brought to him each evening in a dish by a faithful servant. But one day the servant peeks below the lid of the dish and sees the snake. He takes a bite of its flesh, and at that moment, all the knowledge in the world becomes available to him. He speaks all languages, understands all things, and hears without limits or restraints. Simultaneously, the queen loses her most treasured ring, and the faithful servant is suspected of having stolen it, as he is the only soul who has permission to enter the queen's chamber. Yeah, he is brought before the king and told that unless he can name the villain, he will be executed the next day. But gifted as he is with the language of all things, he hears a duck speaking of a heavy stomach and knows this creature has swallowed the precious ring. The duck is roasted for dinner, the ring is found, the servant is not only forgiven, the king grants him a favor as an offering to make amends. On he goes, and in time it is the language of the animals that brings him great good fortune. And that and his empathy and kindness, for now he can understand the animals, he knows they too love life and wish only to avoid suffering. He saves fish and ants and ravens, making great sacrifices to care for the wild ones around him. On his own feet, he finally ventures forth and finds that a king's daughter is being offered to the man who can perform a seemingly impossible task. He sees the woman, the daughter of the king, and falls so deeply in love. He steps forward and takes up the challenge without a thought for his life, for he loves, and deeply so. So a golden ring is swung into the deepest ocean, and the servant is told to bring it back. If he does not, he will be drowned within the waters holding the lost ring. But the fish he once saved brings him a mussel with the ring inside of it, and he is saved. Only the princess will not have him till he passes another test. She throws 1,000 grains into a field and demands that they all must be picked up by dawn. And the ants he helped bring forth the grains, and not a one lay upon the earth. But she demands one more thing, although a grudging respect and awe has dawned in her cold heart. She says she will marry him when he brings to her an apple from the tree of life itself. And he wandered and became lost, but 3 ravens bring him the apple, and he offers this to the princess. She takes it from him, her cold heart thawing, cuts it in two with a sharp little knife, and they each eat 1/2 and fall deeply in love. True love. There are no more excuses. They live together until they are very old, and their children cry again and again for the story of how they met and wed to each other. Wow, and wed each to the other. When this card comes to you, you may have recently experienced a time when you felt people seemed very distant, unemotional, and lacking in warmth. And Casey, I know you have. But if you continue to do the right thing and good things, you will find there will soon be a breakthrough moment. There will also be a time soon when all the groundwork you have done in a relationship will suddenly become worth it. You are going to be able to change people's lives, Casey, and help their hearts heal from the frost that can settle around a wound. You are, in many ways, the healer of the wounded heart, and soon you will see the truth in that statement. Casey, this is about reciprocity, but from the universe. All of the people you've reached out to, myself included, just to say, hey, I don't expect a response because I know you're going through hell right now. But if you need an ear, I'm here. Even when you had, a broken leg and so many other things going on. Reaching out to me and saying, you know what, I feel bad about what happened to you. Here, how much you've helped me. And I'm sure you're like that with everyone. You're a Pisces sun, and I just know you and your energy. And I do feel like very recently, probably even still today or tonight, you feel as though people have become distant or only seem to be calling when they want something or not responding to you when you really are reaching out for someone to listen or someone to talk to. But the universe is saying that's just weeding out the people who are worth your energy and time, because you have way too many people in your orbit who are only willing to listen or lend an ear when you've done so for them, or when you've done something for them. This is about finding the heart of a person, seeing the heart of a person, seeing people at their core, like I know you really can, but it also accepting and believing in that. Okay. and understanding that not everybody is for you. The universe is looking to reward you in a really big way. I feel like, the tough time that you've been going through, everyone has, but specifically you, the universe is like, okay, it's going to turn around. Don't become bitter. Don't become detached. Don't isolate yourself. Okay, pull yourself out of that, because again, and this is like the 5th time I've said this tonight, back at you, Jules. This is like the 5th time I've said it tonight, but it's so true. It's not going to fall into our laps, myself included. I have to start getting out there and doing things. I sit in my room and work all day. You can ask Ghost Dragons all day long. I'm working, doing yoga, doing shadow work, or sleeping. Like, that's what I do. And I have to stop. I have to get out. I have to go have lunch. I used to take myself to lunch or take myself shopping, or, I'm not going to gain any opportunities for the universe to really swoop in and help me if I'm not out in the world. Don't become bitter. I feel like by the end of the month, something major that you've been going through is going to completely turn around. Hey, Diesel Girl, thank you. Thank you so much. 1,000 kisses. Thank you, everyone. You guys are so sweet. Bell bottoms and belly shirts. Dang right. But at 40, I got to wear a tank top under the belly shirt. Nobody wants to see that. All right, who's next?
Peppa H. And then before you start him, I need to know, Pooja, are you still here? Morningstar, are you still here? Infinite Psychosis, are you still here? And Bill H, are you still here? If not, if this girl would like a reading, we can do her after Peppa H, and you can call it a night.
Okay, so if you have not received a reading yet, beautiful KC, you're so welcome, sweetie. If you haven't received a reading yet, let us know by the time I'm done with this reading, or we're going to end, okay? Peppa, this one's for you. Vintage Wisdom. Peppa, I know I've asked you this before, and I'm sorry to do it again. Do you identify as male or female? It doesn't really matter, but it helps me connect with the card better. I just love vintage. I love thrifting. My future daughter-in-law also loves thrifting, and we have the same style of dress. Male. Okay. That's what I thought, but it helps me connect better with your energy. All right. Vintage Wisdom. That's right. Be kind in KC. And I think Nutslap as well. You are Washington peoples. Got off work in time to send you birthday wishes. I am too. Thank you. Multifaceted Jules. I love you, girl. We've got a lot of work to do on Tuesday. So be prepared for that. We've got like 2 to 2.5 hours, but we're going to get it done. I've already been opening and communicating, and we've got a lot to go over, but it's going to be really fun. Diesel Girl, if you want to wait through Peppa's reading, I can give you one. Centering, Peppa. Okay, there's no nudity in this card, finally, because I love these cards, by the way. The delicate form of Victorian fairy is centered within the elegant constraint of an ornate picture frame. She sits with ease and grace, comfortable in her own skin, and confident that she will not fall. She has gathered an armful of forget-me-nots, holding them closely to show the importance of remembering her message. When embarking on our journey into awareness, remaining centered and grounded is an essential part of daily practice. Meditation, spiritual study, and service to humanity can bring us closer to our divine nature. Yet if we are not if we are not sufficiently centered, we can be metaphorically, quote unquote, blown away. Our energy can become scattered and drained, leading to potential confusion. We are unable to offer anything from a state of depletion. The centering card invites you to align with your core essence and go forward in life from a strong position of unification. The temptation to define our reality through family, job, and achievements can distract from our spiritual essence and clip the wing to our freedom. Life is constantly changing and calls us to be flexible and centered in order to survive. By focusing attention inward, you can gain strength to act as opposed to react to external influences. This is like the culmination of every card that I pulled today, and it happens every single week. Prioritizing core values and beliefs provides a strong foundation to realign your energies, creating a boundary between where you end and the outside world begins. Identifying this point is key to raising awareness amid growing external pressures of the Western world, where status and possessions are often the measure of worth. By conserving your own energy for the development of spiritual progress, the pressures and illusions created by the outer world will be easier to identify. In the presence of tension or anxiety, sometimes we need to simply breathe to regain perspective. As part of a daily practice, breathing techniques help anchor thoughts into the present moment and quiet the relentless dialogue of the mind. Yoga is also a proven way to help unify the mind, body, and spirit. Conserve your valuable energy for where, when, and how it is most needed. Valuable. Once realigned, you will feel the benefit of meeting life from a position of centeredness and clarity. Diesel girl, I really feel it too. I really, really do. It's like I know it as fact all of a sudden that, like, you know, not in a conceited or cocky way. I try to be really humble, but I know I'm going to make my dreams come true. 100%. Oh, Steve, thank you so much. Yes, I'll be checking emails after reading because I have one from Lara too. Thank you so much. Okay. So Peppa, what this is about is where you're spending your energy. Okay. So I feel like you have a lot of vampires in your life, but you feel like there's nothing you can do about that. You're like, oh, well, you know, these are my family or these are the friends that I chose. Now, I feel like there's something here that's like getting you down and feeling like stuck, stagnant, stale, like something's dead, done, over with. I think that you're stepping into a new phase in your life and it might be confusing you. And if you don't know what I'm talking about in the next 1 or 2 weeks, you definitely will. So there's something, it's causing confusion because, like, for example, and I'm not saying this is what it is, it's just an example, but for example, I don't know what's going on tonight, guys. I feel very silly. You used to love going to do karaoke every Friday night with your guy friends, and you guys would pound some drinks and, you you pick up chicks, whatever guys do. I don't know. Go to the karaoke bar. Like, I don't know. But now it's like, you don't want to go anymore. And your friends are looking at you like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, this is just an example. And you're like pulling away from people that you were always very close and like simpatico with, because the universe is telling you that you've learned everything you could from these people. Now they're energetically draining you. So unless you replenish, look inward to what you really want to be doing and the kind of people you want to surround yourself with. It's okay to not be friends with someone anymore. Doesn't matter if you've been lifelong friends from the womb. It's okay to say, this relationship is no longer for me. This friendship is no longer for me. Never karaoke, but I did go out. Well, that was just an example, like something you really used to enjoy doing, you no longer do. And you don't understand those people that are still doing it anymore. Like, it's not, you're growing and you're changing. Is Diesel Girl still here? And who else answered?
Nobody answered, I don't think. And Diesel Girl was still here. Yes, I think.
All right,
so.
one more chance. Diesel Girl and anyone else that didn't get a reading that wants one, speak now or wait till next week. And guys, just the energy, I've got the copper, the organite, and the yellow tiger eye little ball. This is a energy pyramid I bought my mom a long time ago. I forgot to charge it for her, so I finally did, and I figured I'd use it, and that's probably why I'm so like bing, 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 bing. Nightmare, me too, and some family members, not just because of my recovery from, the heroin addiction, but just because it wasn't my thing anymore, literally karaoke and like things like that. Like, I wanted to build something for myself. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to do something I love. I didn't want to continue waitressing 90 hours a week for like hardly any money, I just have all of a sudden I got a download that I'm supposed to start a spiritual retreat within the next 6 years. So that was last year that I got it. So by the time I'm 45. Okay, nobody else, I guess. Nightmare, are you good?
My mouth is not working all of a sudden.
Deirdre, got you. Ghost Dragons, thank you so much. Thank you, Deirdre. Let me read for Deirdre and then we are done. That mom, last week's reading gave me the courage to jump in. And that's the kind of stuff I want to hear, guys. I want to hear that validation, not for myself or for my ego, but so I can feel like I'm doing my job. Oh, Diesel Girl's here. So Deirdre, you got to wait a minute. Diesel Girl, I'm using Wild Woman.
I said she was here.
I thought she was here too, but you know how it takes a while
I know.
sometimes.
I know.
Especially at the end of the night, I start getting mentally wonky. Ghost Dragons, thank you so much, guys. Don't forget, you can also donate to my PayPal and my Cash App. YouTube does take half, 49% of all donations. PayPal and Cash App don't take any. No problem, Diesel Girl. Not a big deal, honey. I thought you were still here. Okay. Morana, the goddess of death, and it is the card of death, which we know in tarot and oracle actually just means a rebirth, a major change. Deirdre, I still have to sign your book, and I'm almost ready to release. Well, it'll be like 2 months, but the fourth one too. Anyone who doesn't have my second book, email me or otherwise contact me. I'm thinking of doing some kind of giveaway. Yes, Deirdre, me too. All right, Diesel Girl, Morana, the goddess of death. What metaphorical death is currently taking place in my life, and how can I accept this ending with grace and gratitude for all that it's teaching me? It is literally another card. Yes, be kind. Thank you for that. It's literally another card of learning from these terrible, draining, sometimes horrific experiences that we've gone through. Just as summer's warmth and light must ultimately succumb to the cold and darkness of winter, Morana reminds you that endings and death are a natural part of the life cycle. The death of a relationship, career, or even of an old version of the self, which we were just talking about, is not a failure, but the closing and successful completion of a season. Morana, a well-known goddess in countries such as Russia, Ukraine, Poland, and Slovakia, is the Slavic goddess of winter and death, although she is also associated with rebirth, illness, harvest, the underworld, witchcraft, and nightmares. In Slavic mythology, Morana seduces the sun god Dazbog, and when he replaces her with another lover, she is so angry and heartbroken that she poisons him. In retaliation, Dazbog burns Morana and banishes her to Nav, which is the Slavic underworld. Even today, in countries such as Poland and Slovakia, the folk ritual of burning and drowning an effigy of Morana on either the fourth Sunday of Lent or the spring equinox remains a yearly tradition. They drown her effigy. Depicted either as the old crone or a young maiden with pale skin and long dark hair and holding a scythe, Morana is the embodiment of the cold, harsh grip of winter and the starvation, illness, and death that it brought to the ancient Slavs. The name Morana may derive from the Proto-Indo-European root war or mor, meaning death. Some say that the sun descended into the underworld of Nav during the winter as Morana symbolically pulled Dazbog, the sun, into her bitter embrace at the autumn equinox until he broke free from her grasp at the spring equinox. Somebody here has definitely wronged or is about to wrong you. I just want to acknowledge Be Kind's comment. Circle back after the show. Circle back and comment after the show. It helps Gemma on YouTube also. It really, really, really does, guys. Go back and watch some of those old videos. Watch it all the way through, though. My watch hours are down. So, okay. Diesel Girl. Somebody either recently has or is about to, I'm sorry to tell you, really wrong you. Like, it's going to come out of the clear blue sky. Either it's somebody doing something like purposely. I don't think they're doing it purposely to like be mean to you. I feel like they just are doing it for themselves and don't realize how it's going to affect you. For instance, you were in a relationship for 10 years, you lived with the person, you weren't married, and then you wake up one day and your bags are packed and they're like, sorry, don't know what you're going to do, but can't stay here, it's my house. Something like that. And you're like shocked and you have no idea where it came from. But the way the other person's looking at it is, you know, you weren't communicating, the relationship wasn't that great. So while you were looking at it as an opportunity to grow in the relationship, this person was just like, I can't do this anymore. So it wasn't necessarily something they were doing to hurt you. And I feel like that's a message of the card. It's like understanding where other people are coming from is learning a really great lesson when things that break our heart or break our spirit happen to us. And if something hasn't happened recently, it is coming in. But if you can just try to not so much walk in the other person's shoes, but see how you can learn from it. What were they going through? Why did they do this? And I feel like you're going to find that it wasn't with malicious intent or spite. It was that they were thinking more of themselves, self-love, self-care. So now that's what you have to do. Thank you, guys. All right, Deirdre, and then we're all done. Deirdre, I am going to use the Delanoate Oracle for you. I pretty much used everyone I pulled out, which is good. I like when that happens. I just got over the want for buttercream frosting. I can't wait to eat that cupcake. Like, I took one bite before stream, and now it's just sitting there, like, calling to me. Okay, Deirdre. You can ride this wave, absolutely. And I feel like once you get through it, it might take a few months. You know, it's something big. No, not selenite. That's the Lemurian crystal. Yeah, that was the gift from Be Kind. I feel like once you do, after a few months, get through that, whatever this is, you are going to be a completely different person in the best possible way. Best possible way. Oh, well, there it goes. Jack and the Beanstalk. Card number 10. Oh my God, Deirdre, I've got to talk to you about what's going on with me with where you work. You are not going to believe what my doctor did to me. I am pissed. Pissed. Like filing a lawsuit pissed. We got to talk, girl. Does downloading your books on Kindle help you? What do you mean? Like my own books? Like the ones that I write, or the books that I like? Elaborate, baby. Okay. Deirdre, Jack and the Beanstalk. I exchanged the only cow my mother and I owned for a handful of magical beans. Mother was very angry and sent me to bed without dinner. Feeling quite ashamed, I threw the bloody beans through my window. Next morning, there was this huge beanstalk in my garden. I climbed it high in the sky and reached a strange land, where I found a castle in which lived a mean and rich giant. I managed to kill him and steal his golden treasure so that Mother and I could live happy and well from this day on. You have to be dauntless. You have to be intrepid. Maybe you've made some mistakes recently, but the past is the past. Deirdre, for now, you have to climb up the big beanstalk and discover some new land where you can meet luck, fame, and fortune. There will be giants to fight in the process for sure, but you're cunning enough to overcome them. So go, Jack, go. No, Deirdre, it's definitely not a bad thing. This is about continuing on the path and journey that you're on. It may seem hard at times, but you're going to do what you do. And I feel like the universe is just saying, keep going a little bit longer, okay? Deal with the BS just a little bit longer, smile in the face of it, because the universe is about to bless you with something you've been working hard towards, or that you've been really trying to attain. There's something that's coming in for you that's been a long time coming. I do feel like it's a personal accomplishment. It could be, I'm seeing money. So it could be X amount of dollars or a pay raise, something like that. It's not going to be obviously millions, but I do feel like you're working towards some goal, financial or not. There are going to be people who are jealous, who are trying to stand in your way, who are trying to make you look bad. Smile in the face of the adversity, laugh, and know that you are right where you need to be. You're going exactly where you need to go. The universe sees you and is ready to bless you. Yes. Deirdre, I'm so mad just thinking about it. That Dr. Arnold, I'm calling you out, Dr. Arnold. Deirdre, but you can do this. Deirdre said, I was literally just crying, saying, I don't know if I can do this. You can. There you go. That's the universe answering you, telling you, don't you dare give up, because something amazing is coming, and probably real soon too. The way I'm seeing it is like right in front of my face, which means near. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, definitely by the first week of April, you're going to be through this. If someone's dragging your name through the mud, your name's going to be cleared. And you don't, the brilliant part is, honey, you don't even have to do anything except what you're doing. Ted, yes, this is where all the cool kids hang out. Do you want a reading before I end? And darling Deb, I was interested in your question about the books on Kindle. So I just needed you to elaborate because I didn't understand the question. Ted, let me know if you want a reading. Stephen, if you want to leave, honey, you can. I'm not going to keep going. Just with Stephen. No, Smoochie, nothing like that. No.
No, I just
made a major mistake, then turned it around, blamed it on me, and now I'm the one that has to deal with it because I'm the recovering addict and he's the doctor. But Gemma, don't play that. Encounters with evil, what about it? Because I know you said, does it Does getting your books on Kindle help you? Oh, you mean ordering my books? Either way, it helps me a lot. If you order them from me, I have to ship them to you, so that's a little different, but I do sign them. But yeah, anytime or any way that you purchase my books, I get a percentage of the book. Absolutely. Just to clarify, Ted, I'm cooler than Santa Claus. Ted, do you want a reading, honey? Oh, thank you so much. Guys, I'm going to end here. I had the most amazing birthday between my family and you guys. It was the best one I've had in a really long time. And I appreciate you all so much just being here with me, hanging out for our usual Wednesday night chatting. Don't forget the description box, the links to my Amazon wish list, all 3 of my books on Kindle and paperback, how to donate, PayPal, and Cash App. As of next week, I'm going to try to have Steven's Venmo in there. Do you have something to say, or are you just purposely distracting me? Or like,
Both.
Okay, I want to end. I had to call my baby. Don't make me come over there and slap you. Ted, thank you so much. I thought you were trying to get my attention, is what happened. I'm like,
I'm just being silly.
I'm old.
Yeah,
Guys,
you're right.
again, you make me feel so special every single week, but especially tonight. I appreciate you all for hanging out here and for not feeding into the attempted drama against me, but I battled that and I didn't even give it any of my time, and I had a great night. So yes, be kind. I definitely and certainly will. That will be the highlight of my night. Love you guys. Good night. All the info in the description box, and we will see you tomorrow. Myself, Ghostdragonzw, Miss Paranormal Pixie Laura. We don't have a guest, but it's just going to be us. And I know Miss Lara always has some really amazing spiritual wisdom that she wants to give to us. And we always find something to talk about. I'm young. No. Well, I am young. It's just technically my age is the same as old people. I don't know what's going on there. Lightworker, thank you. Thank you, Pine Island. Thank you, Nightmare. And it is just high school BS. Gemma's having a birthday party and streaming the same time and day of the week she has for 2 years. So I'm going to do the same thing and then smile in her face and pretend to be her friend. Not happening anymore. I deserve to be treated with dignity and respect at all times. That's the affirmation for the week, guys. Say it. Tell everybody. I did get rid of the black-eyed kid, but now we have this 10-foot tall hooded shadow being. I really do believe I drag it in when I research my books. I can't help it. I just protect the best that I can. So Smoochie, probably, because my mom had that really, really early too. So hysterectomy, I don't know. All right. Happy 20th. Yes. With 20 years experience. What did I just do? All right, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.